you mean to do that?
I did not mean to do that. Hello, and welcome to the Mild and Lazy Guys podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Matt.
I'm Andrew.
And on today's episode, we are pleased to have a guest with us for making his second appearance. We'll introduce him in a second. We got a good episode for you today. Baseball heavy episode. That might be a spoiler for our guest, but baseball's back, so we're going baseball themed for our Mount Rushmore. We're going to talk some NFL free agency. We've got some items in the junk mail segment. We've got stories from the internet and more. But before we get started, could I please ask you to follow us on Instagram at Mild and Lazy. You can now follow us on Spotify. You can follow the show and get updates on when we drop a new episode. I think we're 2 in a row now. Two for two.
What are you talking about?
Dropping episodes back-to-back weeks.
That happened. Yep.
Yeah. So please follow us there. Leave a review and rating on Apple Podcast. That helps us out, and we'd love to hear from you guys. So without further ado, Mr. Brady Sapp is in town for the second time. I don't know which button it is. I'm going to go for... Oh.
There we go. What's up, dudes? How's it going?
There it is.
How's everything going
Man,
with you guys?
everything's good.
It's been very lonely since you've been gone, but it's getting better.
They wrote a song about that, Since You've Been Gone.
Since
Kelly
You've Been
Clarkson,
Gone.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
Shout
covered
out.
it every night in the shower.
Shout out Kelly
I can't tell if it's tears or water running down my face.
Shout out. Celebrity crush for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, you
over
talked
here.
about that.
Dude. Yep.
She'll treat you right.
Yeah. And you know she's wholesome.
Wholesome as hell.
Just a good somebody you could bring home to mom.
From Texas. I mean, she's got that southern charm. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
She's a fan favorite of mine for sure.
All right. So
Very heavy on the Kelly Clarkson already.
So what have you been up to, brother?
All right, guys. Well, see you later. Have a good one. Yeah.
That's all I wanted to
I just
say.
came for some Kelly Clarkson content. No, it's been good, guys. Yeah, just been. I think just like you guys, just working a lot, and I feel like the world's finally healing. We got spring training going on, so had game start today. So pretty pumped, excited for baseball, excited for spring in general. Not a big winter fan, especially the winter we had. So ready to have a little front porch sitting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. I understand what you're saying. How's the family? Family's good?
Yeah, family's good. Yeah, just all still in school.
Yep.
Kindergarten and third grade haven't dropped out yet. So yeah, it's going good.
You're doing your job.
Yep.
Andrew, what's been up, man?
Well, Brady, I got something for you.
Oh, dude.
From the Mild and Lazy Guys.
I know. I didn't get one the first time, and I didn't want to be like
You got a
that
fanny
guy.
pack in the movie, okay?
Well, and I got you also got me stickers, and I got the Wu-Tang Olsen twins
Right.
Wu-Tang sticker, and I put that on my work computer.
Nice.
My boss saw it, and he's like, "Hey, dude, you got to take that off."
What?
And I was like, "All right, cool."
No way.
So I had to take it off. Yeah.
What a fucking loser.
So yeah. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see what's going on.
Oh,
Okay.
there it is. You might have heard about that. It's that deodorant against the girls.
Okay.
Wet.
Essentials with natural deodorizers.
Smells
I
so
like
good.
that. Juniper berry.
I'm always in stock on those now. So it's just
Nice.
going to be like,
Arm & Hammer. Arm & Hammer's old school, so like
yeah, but they know what they're doing.
like growing up, that's all my dad used was Arm & Hammer. And like,
Old Spice and Brute.
no, not even Old Spice. Like Old Spice is what I had like in college.
If it's good enough for Brett, it's good enough for
dude,
everybody.
exactly. I feel like I wasn't man enough to get Arm & Hammer for a long
Today's
time.
the day, bud.
Nice. Dude, and I got a
That was from Ellie.
peach drawing.
Princess
or
Peach.
Princess Peach.
Unless you
I'm
want a
digging
shit,
that.
if you flip it over, it's like a shitty Luigi.
Gotcha. Dude,
So you
I'm
can pick whichever
I'm
one.
gonna roll up to my house and my wife's gonna be like, "Why do you have deodorant and a kid's drawing?
Oh, keep
Where
going.
have you been? Ooh,
What kind of podcast are they running over there?
I saw you dipping
Now I
those
feel
fingers
bad.
in.
I think I've already had like 4 of your Werther's Originals, so this is a full bag of Werther's
Yeah,
Originals.
that's like two things I stay stocked on is Arm & Hammer and Werther's.
Deodorant
So,
and Werther's. You were old.
Jeez,
I am
dude, I
old.
feel like
there it is.
my official pinky
Two-time.
ring.
Oh,
Dang.
damn. Here, try this one.
No, I want it on my pinky. I like
I know, but does that fit?
Oh.
There's a bigger one.
fit-ish.
It looks like he's got big old sausage
I
fingers.
do have
don't
big,
think
like
it-
size 13 pinkies. Nah, that'll
Jesus
work.
Christ, I
Either
didn't know it
one.
went that high. All right, I'll put it on your pinky toe then, maybe.
Mine doesn't.
I'll wear it as a toe ring. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
All right, well, there was an attempt to give you a ring.
So pumped. Look at
So
all
he
this
gave
stuff.
he gave me this, and I was skeptical because it's not like
the deodorant,
it's
right?
not like
yeah.
Axe
Yeah.
because I'm
not
still a freshman. But this is good stuff.
Oh, it's
You remember the stuff
great.
bod that was in
Bod.
like, it was in
and it was like a
shaped like a
body
body?
shaped
Yeah.
bottle.
well, the one I remember like looked like it was in like a Windex spray
Yeah,
bottle.
mhm.
yeah, and had these 6-pack abs right there. And it's like, yeah, that's me.
and the kids who didn't shower used it, and
Yeah,
they just
just-
doused themselves
yeah,
in
and
it.
it was like,
yeah.
in the locker room, like I don't need a shower. I'm just gonna spray this all over
Yeah,
me.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you still smell, kid. Now whip your dick out like the rest of us. Come on.
Jeez, dude, I'm official now. I got all this stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's
excited.
a 2-time membership.
The Werther's originals are going to be gone by the time I leave this place. I'm going to tell you that.
That's okay. But, yeah, what I've been up to, well, I got the summons for jury duty this past week, and they've been so backed up from 2020 that they're doing jury selections at the convention center. So you go in there, and there's like hundreds of people, right? And then they break you up into 4 different rooms. And one of the rooms was the room where me and Claire got married. So they're now selecting jury members in the where we said our vows. So that was nice. And then I'm in this, you're in the room because we got broken up into like 50 people in this one room. Another fun fact, the judge on the case was at the time the defense attorney that I hired after I got arrested on my honeymoon. So I had nice little connections to my wedding there. And I got picked. I got picked as an alternate, which is the worst thing to get picked as because I had to go 2 days to the courthouse. There's the one on Jackson, the newer one. Had to go through the whole process both days. And then when it goes to the jury, they're like, okay, well, the alternate, y'all can go home. Like, we don't need you, and we'll call you if something goes down. So I spent, 2 days listening to the case and everything, and I have no idea what happened, like the outcome of it. But that bitch was guilty.
Can you say what kind of case?
It was a DWI. It was a lady that, I'm not going to say her name. She might be a listener. But it was, she got off work at like 7.
Jenna Elliott.
All right. I wasn't going to say it, but I told Troy before. I told Troy his secret was safe with me. So she got off work at 7, and then she went to a sushi bar in Dallas till like 11 for happy hour. And then she ended up on Becky Lane here in Waxahachie. Thought she was on Bachelor Road in Red Oak because that's where she lived, and crashed her car into a culvert. It was the day before Thanksgiving in 2020. And they have body cam of everything now. So it's like they show up, you see her cut on her head, disoriented, and then they go back to the sheriff's office and they take her blood alcohol count, the breathalyzer. She blows over the legal limit. She admitted to being the one driving. So the whole defense was like, can you trust the science behind it? Like, how regularly do y'all check maintenance this machine?
Calibrate it.
Are there any issues with it? And they're like, we do it like once a month. On schedule, and I don't know. It was a valiant defense because that's the second time I've gotten picked for jury duty. The other time was a federal case in Dallas, and that guy fucking sucked. Like, I remember thinking, like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. This defense attorney did a good job, valiant effort, but they had body cam of everything. She admitted to being the one driving.
Why did you even take that to court?
That's what I was saying. But I guess he was so adamant that we can,
sway a jury.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, when you go to the courthouse, they're like, I was wearing a beanie. They're like, all right, everything, you got to take your hat off. So I had like my long flowing hair, and I was like, surely they're not going to pick me. I look like a fucking idiot. I didn't wear a belt, so my pants were falling down. My hair's blowing in the wind. And I tried everything to get out of there, man. They call you up there if you have an excuse. And I went up there, and they're like, yeah, that's not an excuse. That's just an inconvenience, because I was saying how my kid, I got to pick her up. So I had to walk a shame back, and yeah, I got picked, and I have no idea how it turned out, but I thought she was guilty.
Well, you did your civic duty then.
Mm-hmm. And another thing I found out a while ago, but I wanted to bring it up on this podcast with you guys, and that's baby boners. I didn't realize little infants could get rock hard little boners like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought it was like later on, because I remember like how I figured out about my little special spot. I would lay on my stomach in the bathtub and like kind of swing back and forth. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, what's happening down here? And I would like show my mom, and she was like, no, you don't do that. Apparently, when you're like a couple months old, you can get these baby boners. Mm-hmm. And if y'all have kids, so when you're changing a diaper, you usually have to like take their, unzip it all the way. And it's Owen's just making it weird for me, because not only is he having a rock hard baby boner, but he's got little diamond cutters up there too, and I'm changing his diaper, so he's just making it weird for me. I think he's just fucking with me at this point.
He's trying to establish dominance.
Yeah,
Once he starts making eye contact with the trifecta,
and that's when you're in the blast zone too. He's peed on me several times now. I think he's just doing it on purpose at this point. Mm-hmm. And since Brady mentioned winter's over, I just wanted to give a shout out to my buddy Paul, who sent me a crock pot out of nowhere. Nice. Because every cold day this month, we made something in that crock pot. Ooh. I had the best meals of the season in that crock pot, and every time I would send a picture to Paul and be like, "Thanks, bud. You're the real MVP here, man."
Crock pot guy, I love it.
Yeah, man, they come in handy. They definitely come in handy.
So have you heard of this? So me not having boys. I have only girls. I never used it, but there's this thing called a PPTP. Have you heard of that?
Oh, sounds genius.
Where you, like, when you're changing them, it's just a little, like, thing, and you put it over.
Like something you do a snow cone win?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
it's
put
just
it
like
over
a
the
little
top.
tint.
So it doesn't, you don't.
So it's like,
he doesn't-
joke's on you, asshole.
Yeah,
You're going to pee all
pee
over
on
yourself.
yourself.
I do that, and when he pees, I just pull that diaper up and, like, blast him. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you put a little shield
yeah,
up.
there's no point in us both getting wet here, dude. Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
about you, Matt?
Nothing working.
Not a damn thing.
No.
School's going good?
Yeah. So the way A&M Commerce is doing it now, instead of a traditional 16-week semester,
Okay.
they're doing 2 8-weeks in that 16 weeks.
Nice.
So it's cool because it's kind of a fast track, but it's a lot of shit in 8
Oh,
weeks.
yeah, for sure.
So my first 8 weeks are done. I got an A and a B. So we got spring break, and then next class starts
Baby
on.
honor roll. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Don't forget, though, C's get degrees.
Not in this program. I have to have.
Oh,
I have to have
bullshit. That has been tried and true for generations.
well, for your undergrad, yeah, but for your master's program, you got to have a 3.0.
You've got to
Or-
master it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
or you get kicked out of the program.
Or they literally just kick you out.
Yeah, but not really because they want your money. So
I was going to
they'll
say, as
always
long as
let
the
you back
check
in.
clears,
Yeah.
they'll let you keep
They'll
coming.
always let you back in.
Yeah, exactly.
They just may put you on probation. I don't know, but yeah, no.
Until you, and then you got to pay a fee to get off probation,
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. So it's good, just school and work, and it took me a minute to figure out that balance of like, okay, Monday and Wednesdays I've got work, and then Zoom classes, which I didn't have to do in my undergrad. Like now I've got to go to lectures, which is fuck Zoom, dude.
Where you have to go to lectures? Is
Well,
it in
no,
commerce?
no, it's Zoom.
Oh, it's all on
It's
Zoom.
it's all on.
So you don't
Zoom.
go to campus at all or anything?
No.
Okay, that's good because I was like, that drive would have been a bit
no,
a bitch.
no.
It's a nice campus though. We've
Yeah.
driven past it a few times. It's a
Yeah,
legit little
it's
stadium.
it's a cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool.
That's where my sister got her degree from, and Claire actually too.
Yeah, it's a cool campus.
That's where all the cool kids go.
Yeah.
Well, I just said my sister and my wife went there, so
Oh, well,
just
you-
agree with me.
They're definitely cooler than me. They're definitely cooler than me. But yeah, no, just working and working in school and
Working
kids.
and squirting.
We had our first break with no kid in like 3.5 years.
Oh, I heard about that.
He went down to
What?
Houston with her mom to visit her brother, and so he had cousin time.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what to do.
Yeah.
Dude, I was drunk on a Monday night. It was weird. I didn't know what to do with myself, dude. I was fucking blasted on a fucking Monday night.
No responsibilities.
Oh,
yeah.
dude. It was weird. The house was quiet. And
You get drunk and then you're asleep by like 10 o'clock anyways.
yeah. I mean, we went. So I went to the pub and waited for Lauren to close down. So I got there like 8 and was drinking beers. And then, I don't know, I drank 4 or 5 beers. And then we went. The only place that was open on a Monday night was Applebee's. Which was
Classic.
kind of lame.
Classic.
So we closed
Can you still
Applebee's.
smoke in there?
No.
Oh,
That hadn't been the case for a while.
That
For
was
a
like
long
the last
while.
place.
that or
though.
Waffle
Yeah.
House was my guess.
Can't even Waffle House now.
You just got to pick fights now.
Yeah, you just got to be
You just
drunk
got to
at
beat
3
someone's
a.m.
ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was cool. We had 3 or 4 days without Landry, but like it was cool the first 2 days, and then like the third and fourth day, I was like, all right, I'm ready for my buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. So yeah, he's back, and he's Waxahachie's out of school Monday and Tuesday next week, so he's got almost
You get a week and a half off?
dude. They got like
Yeah.
10 or 11 days off.
It's insane.
Yeah, so he's back, and we're just hanging out. So weekend's coming up.
Yeah.
Recording on a Friday night. So
Friday night special.
I do like the Friday night.
TJF.
I kind of like the Friday night
That's
spot.
fine with me.
I kind of like it.
And with my stupid ass job, I'm off every other Saturday, so we can also do it like that way because I'll be off the next Saturday.
Yeah, I like it. And if we have guests, like I don't feel bad
Yeah,
about
yeah.
keeping them out. The guys
That makes
have to
sense.
work.
And then because I feel like Saturday night into Sunday would be like for the family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So Friday
Yeah.
night, yeah, I'm cool with
I
that.
like Friday night. Yeah, just chilling, man. Working on my shit box.
Oh yeah,
How's that going, man? Yeah, I saw it pull
It's
up.
running.
Yeah,
I
you
love
like
it. Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
We traded in because I had the gray car, the Accord.
you traded that in?
Yeah, I traded in
What color was that again? So cool.
Sonic Gray Pearl.
You traded it in, idiot.
But I traded it in because
You mean
Lauren.
mommy.
No, not Mama. Mama wanted an SUV because I was like, look, let me get this car. You can have the Accord. You've got a brand new car, basically. And she was like,
She said, fuck that Accord.
She drove it for a week, and she's like, I want something bigger. So we got to.
She wouldn't talk about the car.
That's the only thing she's getting bigger.
Hey, well, I'll get you an SUV. How about that?
Yeah, so we got to end up with a 2022 Pilot
Damn.
in the same color.
Nice.
On the
Nice.
gang.
On it.
I don't know what you're driving, but it's not as cool as that.
Nissan Maxima.
Hey, that's a solid car too.
Yeah.
Solid
Yeah,
car.
that is pretty cool.
So we got her pilot.
Import gang.
There you go.
Dude, they're so cheap to fix.
Yeah.
Like I had to put a distributor on that car. It was like $13.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Well, don't have to
Like
fix
a
it.
paper clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy.
So, yep, that's it, man. Family, school, that's it.
That's
All
it.
right, we ready for the news stories?
Yep.
All right, let's roll. Let me see if I can get this button right.
Nope. Yep. Nope. That one. You were right.
All right, and our first story. We all know inflation is at a record high, and now because of inflation, Doritos bags will now have 5 fewer chips.
5 fewer.
5 fewer chips.
They count them? Like, approximate them?
So there's only 6 now in the whole bag.
Yeah. There's only 6. Gas prices are rising and chip numbers are falling. As a result of inflation, bags of Doritos now include 5 fewer chips. Food and Wine reports how Doritos is just the latest snack that has fallen victim to shrinkflation, an ever-pervasive phenomenon in which beloved foodstuffs are getting cut down to size due to inflation. WTRF TV continues to report how the snack's parent company, Frito-Lay, confirmed this week that how shrinkflation is forcing Doritos to shed 5 chips per bag. So in the words of one representative, they can, quote, give people the same price so they can keep enjoying Doritos.
That's bullshit. I'd like to see their profit numbers for this last quarter.
They're doing okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Without
That's what I'm
seeing
saying.
it, they're
They're
doing
taking
okay.
that away while making record profits.
The Daily Mail gives color to the phenomenon by explaining how inflation has hit almost 8%, the highest seen in decades under President Joe Biden, with other household name brands such as Charmin, Bounty, Gatorade, and Crest grappling with spiking costs while trying to keep prices at reasonable levels. These four aforementioned companies have also shrunk down their product sizes in order to keep costs tame for consumers, with Crest now selling 3.8-ounce toothpaste instead of 4.1-ounce tubes, and Charmin selling 244 two-ply sheets of toilet paper per roll instead of 264.
Isn't it crazy how much like the mass that those companies do to where like you're just like, yeah, 5 chips. That's not like you.
It's going to end up being millions
right,
of chips
it's really,
saved.
yeah, hundreds of millions of chips over the time.
Doesn't sound like much, but per bag,
That's
per
insane.
Yeah.
So analysts estimate that Frito-Lay will potentially save more than $50 million by cutting down on the number of Doritos.
Sweet. So they're going to distribute those funds like to the community or something?
No, they're going to the CEO's pocket.
What do you know?
But that's kind of cool, though, like the analytics behind it. Like,
Oh yeah.
the formula, I just imagine the formula that went in to figuring out, like, okay, this is what we'll save at 1 chip less, 2, 4, whatever. Like, that shit blows my mind.
Yeah, so working in the manufacturing realm, I work in manufacturing cells and stuff like that, and it's just the stuff that they think of. I mean, footsteps of people taking to a specific area where they work, and they cut this down, and all of a sudden it saves 5 minutes a day, and that 5 minutes times 1,000 employees, and it's there's people there that are 10 times smarter than me, and that are just sitting there writing that stuff up in spreadsheets and presentations.
There's people at my job that do that too. They'll map out the shortest distance, or the most accurate or whatever you want to call it way to deliver to save you a mile a day. But that mile a day for 365 days ends up saving a shitload of money. So yeah, there's people that do that at my job too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I like my my master's program, is because so far the 2 classes I've taken have dug into stuff like this, like profit maximization, like everything that goes into, and I dealt with it a little bit at the restaurant. Like, I could tell you down to like the pickle, like what a burger costs, and like a piece of cheese and this many ounces of lettuce. So I have some experience, but not on a scale like this. So they're 5 chips to them equals 50 million in savings.
Damn, it's crazy.
So, but I don't know. It says bags, by the way, will go from weighing 9.75 ounces to 9.25 ounces. So I'm guessing they're talking about the big bag, not like your
the family size, most likely.
not like the ones you pick up in the gas station or whatever.
That's the one I eat in one serving, anyways.
Yeah, for real. Speaking of chips, though, have y'all tried those? I just call them the LeBron chips. Cheddar, was it cheddar cheese and Flamin' Hot? You can see this commercial making over.
Who makes it?
It's the Ruffles.
Okay.
They're Ruffle chips. So, they're delicious.
Anything flaming hot, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah, same for me. I'm not a big hot guy. Like, I'll drink.
I don't know about that. Big tall glass of water over here.
Thanks, buddy. I'll eat like maybe one bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, but I'm out on that stuff. Just makes my mouth burn and
That's
my
true.
gut burn.
It can't be good for your insides
I'm just
either.
staring at those Tums over there. Like, I ate
They're
something.
in every corner of my house.
I ate something not even that spicy the other day. And I was like, I have heartburn. Cool.
I've been stuck on the Cheez-It Snapped. Like they're like it's like a baked Cheez-It. It's real good.
Yes.
It's a little bit crispier than an actual Cheez-It.
We're
They have,
talking
like-
snacks real quick. One thing that I've gotten, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older now, but salt and vinegar, like chips.
Yeah.
With the
Oh my
sandwich.
God.
Train.
With
And
the sandwich.
And pistachios, they have those. I've been tearing those up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad we're in unison there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
salt and
good.
vinegar is a solid option. Like
So good.
That's what I choose 60% of the time at Jersey Mike's with my sandwich.
It's
Good
the
old
same
salt
way
and
though.
vinegar.
It'll tear your mouth up if you eat too much of it. So you
They're like
gotta
Captain
regulate.
Crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've talked about that before, Captain Crunch.
Crunch will fucking destroy your mouth, dude.
That's true. That's true.
It is insane. They're good, but that's the one I'll allow to get a little soggy. Normally, I'm not a soggy cereal guy.
I'm a soggy cereal
I'm
guy.
straight soggy. Yeah, straight soggy all day, bro. Yeah.
I was talking with somebody, and they said their wife will pour their cereal, go up and like blow dry their hair, and then come
Oh,
back.
no, that's
I'm like,
too long.
it's like 15 minutes. I'm
It's
like,
like oatmeal at that point.
I got to do like a minute or two of Dunkin'.
I was fat dunking my spoon.
Yeah.
I'll drown it for a
Yeah,
minute.
I'm like, you live with a fucking monster. You
Yeah.
realize
Yeah,
that,
that's
right?
too
No, you
long,
can't.
yeah.
You can't
No.
like go play a game of Madden and then come back.
No, that's too much. Okay, I picked this solely on headline alone. Woman's UTI was actually a glass tumbler cup lodged in her bladder for 4 years.
Holy shit!
A woman who doctors mistakenly believed was suffering from a urinary tract infection actually had a glass tumbler stuck in her bladder for 4 years. The 45-year-old sought medical help after experiencing typical UTI symptoms. After having a scan, the horrifying truth was revealed. There's pictures. Oh, God.
Yeah,
All right,
you
so-
can look at those. I don't want to.
So he kind of breaks it down into like, he's got it numbered. I guess this is like order of events. Number one, this tumbler cup was stuck inside of an 8-centimeter wide bladder stone. Holy shit. These stones are usually so small that the naked eye struggles to see them. Suffice it to say, the stone was significantly larger than usual in the woman's body. The woman from Tunisia revealed how it got there. She told medical professionals at a academic hospital that she used the glass cup as a sex toy 4 years prior to inserting it into her urethra. Oh, how was that even?
Do you not do a little like process of elimination? Like if something goes up there and then it doesn't come out, like
Yeah.
do you not?
That's not like, yeah, I'm with you.
understand that.
Like, you don't forget that.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have problems down there and be like, oh, it's probably UTI, or it could be the fucking cup that I shoved up there.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Jeez.
So, this bizarre case was published in the medical journey, urology. Somebody help me out. Urology.
Urology. Yeah.
Urology case reports, along with the details of the case, images of the glass and bladder stone that surrounded it after her attempt at urethral sounding went drastically wrong.
This just sounds so painful.
Thankfully, the woman made a full recovery. 2 days after the bladder stone and cup were removed, she was well enough to be discharged. They didn't have to use that term from the hospital. Quote, complicated forms are those diagnosed late and often associated with recurrent urinary tract infections, litholysis or fistalysis. They didn't have to use fist either. The best treatment remained preventative by balancing the underlying pathogenic disorder and by good sex education. Yeah, like, isn't that why like they make butt plugs with like a flared end so it just doesn't go all the way in?
I don't know. Is that what yours has?
Yeah, we've discussed this.
Okay, that's true. We've talked about butt plugs.
talked about
it has
butt
to be. There
plugs.
has to be like some kind of retrieval method, because if it goes in there, I guess you can shit it out. I guess that's the most logical thing. But yeah, I'm gonna be like, you gotta tug that thing out.
Yeah, so wash your cups, people.
Dude, this podcast has it all, man. I mean, you come for the baseball and you stay for the
Just
urology.
think,
You know?
we started with Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
And now look where we're
You come for
at.
Kelly Clarkson, you get a little urology, and then you finish up with baseball. I mean, it's a great day,
We aim to please. All right, in our last story, PETA urges NFL to call an audible on the term horse collar tackle. The horse collar tackle is banned in the NFL, and players who do it are penalized. Good job, Fox News.
That's the end of the story.
People for the ethical treatment of animals is urging the NFL to call an audible. On Wednesday, PETA said in a news release that the NFL should change the name of the horse collar tackle penalty, which the animal rights organization said makes light of using tight harnesses to exploit horses for labor. Oh, they got a picture of Roy Williams.
Yeah, I saw there's a Ahmad Green getting
Ahmad
tackled by Roy from
oldest-
2004.
They Googled horse collar.
Yeah, well,
That's
he
the
was
very
like the
first one that
king
came
of
up.
horse collars.
Yeah,
Didn't he get TO once?
He broke TO. That's why the.
I think that's
the
what I
rule.
remember was that TO play that
Yeah.
really was like, okay, that was pretty fucking bad.
PETA said the league should change the name of the penalty to the Goodell grab, back collar tackle, or the Roy Williams
Call it
tackle.
the Roy Williams tackle.
The Goodell grab would be pretty
That's true.
funny.
That the alliteration's nice on that.
Williams was a fearsome Dallas Cowboys defensive back who prompted NFL owners to ban the horse collar tackle. The banishment was originally called the Roy Williams rule. Quote, words matter, and the term horse collar tackle trivializes an old-style contraption that exploits horses for labor. PETA President Ingrid Newkirk.
Of course, it's Ingrid.
Yeah, I'm about to say her name would be.
It would be Ingrid.
Okay, so we reported on PETA wanting to change the name of bullpen to the arm barn.
Now
which,
that's great.
dude,
I'm behind
they've-
that.
Oh, absolutely.
That's gold. But I will give PETA credit. They can fuck off here. But at least they come with like solutions. And
Yeah,
they're actually pretty
suggestions.
good.
Yeah.
What's
Like Goodell
a
grab.
different name.
Like Goodell grab's pretty good.
But you know who really doesn't care being called horse collar? Horses.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they, you know what I mean? You know what they don't want? To be made into glue. I don't think they care about the horse collar
I'd
tackle.
like to see the statistics. Like, whenever the horse collar tackle became a thing, did like horse collars on horses increase by like
depression in horses just skyrocketed. Anxiety levels through the roof.
Zoloft prescriptions went fucking all-time high. All right, so that's it for the junk mail segment. And I've got a couple stories from the internet.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So, am I the asshole for calling out my daughter for lying about having Tourette syndrome? Granted, I didn't read any of these. I just pulled them based on titles.
Apparently, a lot of people online fake having Tourette's. I've seen videos on Reddit where it's like people faking it all the time.
Yeah.
So I think this is like
Why
a
would you wanna
thing
fake that though.
for attention, so you
Yeah,
could
for
get
sure.
more likes on TikTok. It's like a lot of people fake having Tourette's, so this is like a thing.
But I feel like there's easier diseases to fake.
I guess you could be, they have like their ticks, and they can be like, oh, I'm just being goofy.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck people. I have 3 daughters, Catherine, 21, Alexa, 17, and Mia, 14. Catherine and Alexa are very sweet, and we rarely argue at all. My daughter, Mia, is also an incredibly sweet and precious girl, yet I get into arguments with her frequently, especially as she has attention-seeking tendencies. Over the course of a few months, Mia started to blurt out random words and aggressively move, shoulder shrugging, head movements, etc. She's also been making weird noises. I never asked her and ignored it as I thought she was doing it because she was seeking attention.
She is.
A few days ago, we were sitting at the dinner table, and she kept making weird noises and moving and wouldn't stop. It was incredibly disruptive. My husband got very worried and started asking her if everything was okay, trying to console her. I got mad and told him to leave it, as she was possibly just seeking attention. My daughter bursted out in tears and wouldn't stop crying. My husband got up and took Mia with him to go outside. When they came back, she had calmed down. I told her to stop making funny noises and to stop moving weirdly. She told me she couldn't control it, to which I found ridiculous because she hasn't done anything like this in her whole life. She said she believes me. She may have developed Tourette's and wanted to go to the doctor. I told her Tourette's doesn't develop like that, and she should have told me earlier. I also pointed out how it just magically disappears whenever she's doing something that she likes. My husband is fierce with me, and so are my daughters. Everyone in my house is giving me the silent treatment. My husband said he would be taking me to the doctors, but I'm not letting him. I told some of my friends, and they all agree with me that my daughter is faking it. Am I the asshole? Edit. Turns out she has Tourette's.
Oh shit!
No.
Yeah. I was gonna say, oh man,
There you go.
because I was gonna say, I don't know if it can develop like.
Yeah, you're not a neurologist. You don't know. That's my thing. right?
First thing is like, why wouldn't you just take her to the doctor
Yeah,
and
for
eliminate
sure.
it?
Call her out. Yeah, call her out.
Say like, great,
yeah.
we're gonna, because if you do, we have to, get this prescription or this treatment for you. I really thought she had it when you said that edit, because lots of times people will come back on the post and be like, okay, edit, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I'll just say, okay, I guess I'm the asshole.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like if my daughter starts doing that, I'm gonna be like, I don't know if you do, but then just take her to the doctor if she's crying about it. Like,
Or she could do what I just did and said, late onset Tourette syndrome and find out that, yes, it can happen, and it does happen.
Yeah.
So you should probably take your daughter to the fucking doctor, lady.
Google's pretty easy to spell.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could, exactly what you just did. Find out if it is,
It was 15 seconds.
Yeah.
This lady spent way more time typing up her story.
Yeah, she really did. She really did.
Well, we'll continue. We'll give a follow-up on that story later on.
Yeah, she said, and the
it.
comments are fucking killing her. Like, Tourette's can develop at any age between 2 and 18. I'd learned this by taking 5 seconds to Google it, you asshole.
So they're saying she is the asshole for
Yeah.
not believing her daughter?
Yeah, this post did not go the way she thought it was going to go.
Yeah. That's
Well,
one thing
I agree with Brady. Take her to the doctor.
Yeah,
Take
and
her
just
to the doctor.
Figure it out.
And your husband might think about divorcing you.
That's one thing I've learned, like reading. I've been on Reddit like a lot more here lately, and like it's ruthless, dude. Like there's some keyboard warriors on there big time.
Oh, yeah.
For anything and everything. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'll say something I think's like pretty witty, and it's like I'll go back and look. Oh, I got downvoted. It's still like negative 27. Cool. Okay, I thought that was
cool.
pretty funny.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right. Next one is, am I the asshole for no longer giving an employee discount to someone who quit working for me? I know the title sounds ridiculous. If you don't work somewhere, you are not an employee, and as such, you do not qualify for an employee discount there. But hear me out. It's more complicated than that, and I might just be the asshole here. I own a company that has several diverse revenue streams. We own real estate. We own restaurants. We own a vape shop. We own several convenience stores and gas stations. I offer every employee of my company 20% reduced rent if they choose to rent one of my properties. So if you're a vape shop employee and your rent is supposed to be $1,000, it's $800. One of my employees, Valerie, recently decided she needed to focus on school and she would no longer be able to keep her part-time job at my store. Her rent is supposed to be $600, but with the 20%, she's been paying $480 for like the last 2 years. After she quit, she paid us the normal $480 she had been paying as an employee. I had my property manager send her a letter letting her know that she was short $120 and that she had a 30-day grace period to make up the difference before I would add late fees. Her mom sent me an angry email saying that it's not fair for me to punish her daughter for having poor mental health and being unable to hold down a job while going to school. On one hand, I feel like I'm not the asshole because I'm sticking to the contract we signed. On the other hand, I kind of feel like I am the asshole because that $120 a month isn't going to make or break me. But on the other hand, if I give her the discount, even though she's not my employee, I would feel morally obligated to reduce all my rents by 20%. And as such, I would no longer be making a profit at all by renting these places out. Please note, if your answer is you're the asshole because all landlords are bad, I'm going to completely ignore your comment. Might as well not waste your time. Nothing is as black and white as you are pretending life is. Edit. I have to go out for 1 hour. I will respond to, no. So.
No, I don't think he's the asshole because it's the principle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you said you signed the contract. You know, if you're an employee, you get the discount. And you're not an employee, you don't get the discount.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think he's an asshole just because it's just the way it is. Because
Agreed.
what's to stop the next person from doing that?
Yeah, I don't think he is because I'm business minded and I don't think landlords are bad. If you want to
Like slumlord,
yeah.
those guys fucking suck. But yeah, this guy just sounds like an entrepreneur, not an oligarch. He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and
So no, he's not being the asshole.
you know, if you want to have rental properties, do you take the risk? You take out the money, and
And if
you do it.
and if she's so mentally unstable, maybe she shouldn't be going to school and doing all this other stuff. You know, maybe she should focus on her
Yeah,
mental
you
health.
can't put that on other people.
I feel like that was
yeah.
just like a thing to say to
Yeah.
like kind of make them feel bad.
Yeah, and that really pisses me off. Like the mental health thing, like.
Unless it's true, but
Unless it's true.
But it seemed like the mom just started firing shots at the guy to kind of make him feel bad.
The first comment was like, this is easy, not the asshole. Landlords aren't obligated to have mental health clauses in their rental agreements. Valerie signed the rental agreement and is responsible for knowing the terms. End
And
of
it's
story.
very generous to already give a discount like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Like, not many landlords already give out
In
discounts.
this, in this environment, in this market, yeah,
yeah, he was
that
already
dude's
doing
cool.
a great solid
That
for
dude's
you.
cool.
Yeah,
that 20% is a huge
that's a
deal.
big discount, dude.
Yeah, because do you go to like the next spot, the next rental spot, and be like, hey, I only pay $480 because I got a discount from the other guy. Like, so I don't need I can't do $600. I can only do $480. Like, it
He's
doesn't
gonna
work
tell you to
like
go
that.
fuck himself.
Yeah, and the next 14 people that come in are going to be able to pay the $600.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So-
could easily replace her and get 600.
Yep. So those were the two stories from the internet. All right. Y'all ready for Mount Rushmore?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it.
So, like I said in the opening, our Mount Rushmore is baseball themed, with baseball being back after their lockout. So, our first Mount Rushmore is going to be our Mount Rushmore of pitchers. Not the best pitchers of all time, but our personal favorite Mount Rushmore of pitchers in our lifetime.
Okay.
So I'm going to let Brady go. I'm going to let him kick it off.
Man, I feel like I'm going to steal just right off the bat. I mean, I feel like I'm going to steal at least one person's
Don't just skip
number
it then.
one. So for me, number one, growing up, being in Dallas, being a Rangers fan from the time I could pick up a ball, Nolan Ryan was right in the middle of all of it. And so, I mean, obviously he's a number one choice.
He is on my list, but I didn't write him down because I knew it would be on somebody.
Yeah, so that's the hardest part about doing this Mount Rushmore, right?
It really is.
You start to think like, well, I don't want to write the exact same thing that everybody else wrote because then we're going to have four of the exact same people.
Sometimes we'll text and be like, "Hey, do you have so and so on your list?" Oh, you do? Okay, I can go another route.
I wrote down a few extras, so I'll just mark some out if I got to.
Yeah. I mean, but Nolan Ryan, dude, is just what? So 5,714 career strikeouts. I mean, that's stupid. So
that'll stand forever.
Oh, absolutely. So I think that when it really hit me, because I always thought it was a lot, but when it really hit me was whenever Justin Verlander just like 2 years ago passed 3,000.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, that was huge, right? And so Justin Verlander, the career that he's had and how long he's been doing it, and he's still like 2,700 strikeouts away.
He's a whole nother career away from doing it.
Yeah, he has to pitch for another 20 years to just even get anywhere close. It's insane.
But Nolan Ryan did pitch until he was like 44?
Yeah, I can't remember. I want to say it was something like 24 seasons or something like that. 23, 24 seasons. And that's insane.
Did he? I don't think he ever won a Cy Young, did he?
No, so that's his big thing, right?
He has like 7 no-hitters.
7 no-hitters,
beat
no
the
Cy
shit
Youngs.
out of Robin Ventura.
Yeah.
No Cy Youngs.
Yeah, and then you've got Roger Clemens, who was 7 Cy Youngs and no hitters. I think was the story, right?
Yeah, but he struck out 20 twice.
Yeah.
That's just a weird enough.
It's
you could
weird,
do something
right?
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of fucking weird.
He pitched 27 years.
That's insane.
Christ.
I don't know.
So even if he came in at 20, which would be a young age to break in, you're talking about almost pushing 50.
So
that's why it'll never get touched.
So get this. His major league debut was September 11th, 1966 for the New York Mets, and his last MLB appearance was September 22nd, 1993.
Yeah.
His career ERA was 3.19, and he had 5,714 strikeouts.
That's a great ERA.
Because you see that, like if you see like, I don't know, like Jamie Moyer. Jamie Moyer is the one I could think of that pitched until he was like almost 50, like had a huge career. But to have a career 3.19 ERA, like that's just insane. Because usually, first 10 years you're phenomenal, you're striking people out, and then your fastball loses a little bit of speed and people start teeing off. Like he was still striking people out.
You probably don't know this top of your head, but did we have a pitcher last year that was even close to that ERA for a starter?
Like for a season?
Yeah, last year on our team, did we have a single starter under like a 3.20?
No, I mean that's pretty.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and to have that as a career for 27 years average.
And
the only one I can think of, I think Lance Lynn was somewhere in the low 3s.
But we didn't have him last year.
Right, I'm just saying that's the closest thing I could think of. Yeah.
I won't do this for everybody on our list, but I'm going to do it for Nolan Ryan. He had a lifetime record of 324 and 392. He was an 8-time All-Star.
Which I thought was weird. 8-time All-Star, and he played for 27 years. Like that. That's crazy.
His 5,114 strikeouts is an MLB record by a significant margin. He leads the runner-up Randy Johnson by 839 strikeouts. Similarly, Ryan's 2,795 bases on balls lead second place Steve Carlton by 962, walking over 50% more hitters than any other pitcher in MLB history. Ryan's, I don't care about batting average.
I think
so how the hell does he still have an arm? Because those guys back in the day would pitch like 300 innings in a year.
I mean, I don't know if it was mechanics or I don't know what it was. I mean, I think, I don't know, just if he was a freak.
I hate using this term because it's thrown around too much now, like in the fitness community, but he's just like built different.
Yeah.
Like he's just,
absolutely.
That's the only explanation I have. Ryan is the all-time leader in no hitters with 7, 3 more than any other pitcher. He's tied with Bob Feller for the most one hitters with 12.
Yeah.
He also pitched 18 two-hitters.
And then he had like 30, I think 31 3-hitters or something like that.
Yeah. Despite this, he never pitched a perfect game, nor did he ever win a Cy Young.
Yeah.
Ryan is one of only 29 players in baseball history to have appeared in Major League Baseball games in 4 different decades.
Nolan Ryan's just one of those like growing up in Texas, even growing up, in Houston, Astros fans love him, but like growing up in Red Oak in Dallas, like he was the end all be all. And I don't think I ever watched him.
My memory of him growing up was beating the shit out of Robin Ventura.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we were, he was already kind of past his. He came and played for Texas for a while, but
right.
I don't remember that.
He came in 89 to 93, and he was 46 when he appeared in his.
If you had his profile pulled up, where's he from?
He's from
Refugio.
Well, that's where he lives now. But he was born in Alvin, which is down there.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? Is it Texas?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Just down by Houston.
Yeah, down by Houston, Galveston right there.
Okay, that's cool.
So it says Ryan's arm gave out in Seattle on September 22nd, 1993 when he tore a ligament. The injury ended his career 2 starts earlier than planned at 46. Ryan briefly attempted to pitch past the injury through one additional pitch after tearing his ligament. With his injured arm, his final pitch was measured at 98 miles an hour.
Jesus Christ.
With a torn ligament in his arm.
And at what, how old? 46?
46.
So at 46, torn ligament, pushing 98. Good God.
Yep.
Speaking of injuries at the end of their career, I listened to a podcast about Satchel Paige. And
he was in his 50s or 60s, wasn't he?
But they were saying like he had this whole career where he played here, then he went and played down in like the Dominican Republic or Cuba or something like that. And there's all this crazy stuff that came up from that. And then he came back to the US and like his arm was getting dead and like he was losing a lot of velocity on his pitches. And he was like, man, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. And he was like warming up for one last game. And then he said all of a sudden as he threw, he said all the pain went away from his arm. And it was just like, he didn't know if something like a nerve snapped or what, but he instantly like went back to pitching like 10 miles an hour faster and like went on another like 7 years or something like that.
Sounds like Rookie of the Year.
That's
exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
All of a sudden his ligament's just like popping and he's hitting that radar gun.
He was like, I think I'm out. Like this is my last game. And it was like one of his last warm-ups. And it was like something
And he was
popped.
like 53 at the time. He like pitched 10 more years.
Yeah, he pitched and he went on and pitched another like 7 years or something like that.
It's
crazy.
You want to go?
My first one? Yeah, I'll go first. I'll give my first one. I got Randy Johnson.
Oh, I left him off because I figured you'd have him on
the
there.
big unit.
God, dude.
And they're not talking about his 6'10" frame. Let that sink in.
Yeah, he was on my list.
You have guys to fuck. I just put he has the best slider I've ever seen, and he had a great nickname, and he fucking killed that bird in spring training. Yep. When you type his name in, because I was going to get
That's the first thing
it says it was Randy Johnson Bird. I still had to click it and just watch it real quick, but I don't have any stats. But yeah, on the mound, what would he have been on the mound, like 7'3"?
Oh, dude, like I think I remember seeing or hearing something where, because his delivery was sidearm.
Yeah, it came out of weird. That's why the slider was so effective.
Yeah, and 3/4 sidearm. It was such a like side delivery that whenever he threw to left-handed hitters, like
you
ball,
think you're gonna hit him?
The ball was like 3 feet behind their back whenever it came out of his arm, and then it came back into the strike.
I remember
zone.
his slider being like 98, 99.
Yeah,
and he was great in Montreal, Seattle, and then when they paired up with Kurt Schilling in Arizona. I remember that was one of the first World Series that I remember being like watching every game.
Yeah,
and that was it Luis Gonzalez?
Yeah.
He didn't, it was Craig Counsell, I think.
Yep.
Hit it and Gonzalez scored, but I just remember being like, yeah, fuck the Yankees. Like I was a big Diamondback fan that year. So that was just really cool.
I've got his stats. He was 303 and 166. His career ERA was 3.29 and he had 4,875 strikeouts.
And you said he's second all time to Nolan Ryan. And his ERA is pretty similar.
Yeah, he played from 88 to 200009. He's a 10-time
Still a pretty fucking long career.
10-time All-Star, World Series champion with the
MVP,
D-backs.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or co-MVP or something.
World Series MVP, 5-time Cy Young. He won the Cy Young from 99 to 2002 straight.
Damn.
That's insane.
See, like my wife doesn't know, so anyone doesn't know, the Cy Young is basically the MVP of pitchers.
Yeah.
That's how I have to tell my wife.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good he was. He was like the MVP of pitchers 5 times.
So he won a Triple Crown in 02, MLB wins leader in 02, 4-time ERA leader, 9-time strikeout leader. He pitched a perfect game in 04, no-hitter in 1990.
So he had 1 no-hitter.
And 1 no-hitter and 1 perfect game.
So between Nolan Ryan and Randy Johnson. I was thinking.
They have like 8
Yeah,
between them.
Nolan Ryan had 7 no-hitters.
Yeah, I was thinking he had no Cy Youngs. My bad.
He had no Cy Youngs or perfect games. So, yeah, that's Randy Johnson. He was on my list, too. He was just, He was a bad dude.
He was.
And he wears like Wranglers and boots after the game.
Fuck
He just
yeah.
looks
Dude,
like,
just puts on some brute.
His mustache with the curly
Yeah.
mullet,
Dude.
Yeah, it was
Fuck
so
yeah.
legit.
and he was obviously a first ballot, and he got 97.3% of the vote.
I think when I was looking it up, I think Nolan was at 98.8 or something
I
like
think
that.
Griffey had did Griffey have the highest, or was it Jeter? Somebody almost got 100.
Was unanimous. I think there was only one. There's only been one ever unanimous. I think it was
And like, who's the dude
Trout
not
Trout
voting?
should get it whenever he retires.
Who's the dude not voting for these
Some
guys?
asshole.
You know?
Dude, I think that.
Yeah, who doesn't think Randy Johnson and Nolan Ryan don't deserve it
That's
first
another
ballot?
podcast, but I think there's something has to change with the Hall of Fame voting, because there's a lot of like crotchety old men that are in there that are just like, they're in there to try to prove a point.
They're like, he used icy hot after the game.
it's
He
just-
doesn't deserve it.
Like, there's one guy that like somebody called him out in a media day one time, and now he'll never vote for him.
see,
It's
now
like,
that's bullshit.
it's just stuff like that. Like, it's just,
Well,
it's
I don't want
ridiculous.
to derail us too much, but you kind of answered my question. I think that baseball as a whole, something's got to change,
For sure.
because I think soccer surpassed him in like overall viewership, or maybe it was hockey. Maybe it was hockey.
I
that
can
they
see
surpassed.
hockey, yeah.
Like Manfred, I think is just so bad
Manfred's the worst.
for baseball. The Hall of Fame voters, and I'll ask it. Remind me to ask it. What came out in the CBA? Was it Universal DH?
Yeah, so the Universal DH will happen, I think, next year. I don't think it'll happen this year.
Right,
I think it goes on next year.
Universal DH, and there was one other kind of big one. I think the extra innings rules changed.
Yeah,
like
so there's
no
like
runners.
no ghost runner anymore or something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
you don't start on first anymore.
But
yeah, I don't
play
want to.
ghost runners.
Yeah.
When you don't have
Oh,
enough
yeah.
friends to play,
Yeah, you don't-
it's like, dude, that guy on second will smoke you if I
Yeah.
hit it in the gas.
Yeah.
He is
so
straight
fast.
wheels over there.
All right, I'll give my first one, and I'll give one that I don't think.
We should do snake drafts, so you give one, then another one.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Felix Hernandez.
Nice.
Ooh.
He was always my favorite, and I didn't know if you guys would have him, but I don't know. He just always had nasty stuff to me. I loved his windup.
King Felix, right? Wasn't that his
King
name?
Felix,
Yeah.
yeah. Anytime, like I played the show, and you could create your do a career,
Yeah.
like with yourself. I would always be a pitcher, and you could like pick what windup you wanted.
Yeah.
He'd almost like turn his.
Sure.
He'd take that shoulder and almost turn his back to you, and then come to the plate. And
Oh,
it was just always smooth.
I got the best windup on here coming later.
I just thought he was always super smooth, and I loved that he was, because he only played for Seattle, right? There at the end, he did he go somewhere?
At the end, he went to, I want to say like the Mets or somewhere like that.
He ruined
like that
it.
was the thing. That was his career though, was so crazy because he was so good for so long, and then like when he was bad,
He was bad.
it just
just
like
fell off a cliff.
light switch, kind of
Yeah.
like Tim Lincecum was
Yeah.
the same way. I mean, Tim Lincecum was so good for San Francisco, and then like it just a light switch hit and it was done.
Didn't he stop playing for a while though? I thought he stepped away or something.
Yeah.
Or did he get injured and he was out for like a
He
year?
was
or two?
out for a year or two,
and then he signed with us.
Because
played
he was
for the Rangers. Yeah,
big game. What was that commercial? Like big game Timmy John.
Yeah, big game Timmy Jam or something like that. Yeah,
he was,
dude.
dude. He was like he
Yeah.
won multiple Cy Youngs and then like
he
you
was
said
a
just
freak,
fell off.
dude, yeah.
Yeah, the freak. Wasn't that his nickname?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'll give my next one, and this is kind of some DFW ties. And Kerry Wood.
Ooh,
For the
yeah,
Dang,
that's
that was a good one.
I think
He went to
grew up-
Grand Prairie.
Grand Prairie.
Hell yeah.
He was just nasty.
Yeah.
and he always had that like, fight me, bro. Like I don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah, like
attitude.
Clemens.
Yeah, like I just always liked that about him. And he was like one of the first guys when I was watching baseball younger and being, oh, he's from close to where I'm from.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
You could tell
latch
people
on-
that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna latch onto that guy. But yeah, Kerry Wood.
I heard a story about Kerry Wood one time that during like the state championship game, he had just gotten drafted by the Cubs, I think. And this was back whenever like people didn't care about how many pitches you threw. Like just throw until your arm falls off, basically.
Yeah,
you know, like Nolan Ryan, just keep throwing until your arm falls off. And so Kerry Wood was pitching in the state championship like semifinals or whatever, and threw like 137 pitches.
Jesus.
And he had just gotten drafted by the Cubs.
Probably like first round too. or
Yeah, oh yeah,
something.
and the Cubs were like in the stands, and they're like, okay, like, hey, thanks, appreciate it, like he's done. And then his coach was like, nah, forget this, we got another game, you're going back out there. Like that next day on no rest and made him throw like 150 something pitches again.
Jesus.
And the Cubs are like, okay, he's done. He's done. And
Like, no,
yeah.
my contract, I need this ring.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is a once in a generation dude.
I'm assuming he won the state championship.
I think they did. I don't remember, but yeah, that's what the story I heard was like. He pitched like 300 and something pitches in like a day and a half against, or like when the Cubs were like sitting there and the Cubs were livid.
I could probably look that
Didn't
up.
he set or tie that record his rookie year? Was that his rookie
For
year
strikeouts?
for 20 strikeouts in a game?
Yeah, it was like somewhere. It was like either 17 or 20. I can't remember.
I thought he got it to 20. I thought he tied it. And I
So
want to say it was his rookie
he has
year.
the MLB record, 20 strikeouts in a 9-inning game.
Well,
Yeah.
Clemens got it too.
He was a 2-time All-Star, NL Rookie of the Year, NL Strikeout Leader in 2003.
How many years did he play?
He played, let's see. He
At
played
least two. At least two.
He played from 98 until 2012.
Okay.
He wasn't in the minors at all then. It seems
No.
like they called him up quick. That's a pretty good career, though. I'm
Yeah.
surprised only two All-Stars in that.
Get this, he initially committed to play college baseball at McLennan Community College in Waco.
Nice.
As like a joke or something. Like,
Yeah,
obviously he knew he was going to get paid.
yeah. So he went to Irvin MacArthur for his first 3 years, and then he went to Grand Prairie for his senior year.
Yeah.
I was seeing if I could find that story that you were talking about.
I think Mike Bassick might have said it on
Yeah,
the
because
fan
they were
one time.
Mike. I was gonna call him Mike, like I know him.
Yeah.
Pitched at Duncanville, so I
Right.
think they, head to head with each other.
Yep. No, I can't find anything.
All right.
But,
Yeah. Is it my turn now?
That's you.
All right. I don't know if you'll have this one. I was never a fan of the team. I was always just a fan of the player. But Mariano Rivera was
on
just
mine.
just a stud. I mean, had what, 2 pitches maybe, and he was just
and didn't he come out to Inner Sandman by
Yeah.
Metallica?
Yeah, I was gonna say he had
Dude,
the
when
greatest closer ever and the greatest
When-
way to come out.
It's just crazy because like I've got
yeah.
chills thinking about it, but like
both got goosebumps.
whenever the other team heard that song, like you knew it was over.
Oh, yeah.
Like you knew, like okay, well, start packing up the dugout.
Yeah,
Like,
he leads the MLB in saves 652.
not even close, probably. Either.
Oh yeah, Trevor Hoffman's number 2, and I think he's at 570
Do
something.
you have his attempts with it too? Because if it's 652, he probably had it out of like 700.
Oh,
it was probably like a
his-
90-something%
his
conversion
appearances.
rate.
But yeah,
Now, when he came in, even if you had a 1-run lead and bases were loaded, I'd be like, all right, this is fucking over.
career 221 like ERA, like that's just for as long as he pitched, 13-time All-Star. I mean, that's just insane.
And closer's one of those positions where it's tough to get in, but
Yeah.
he's first ballot.
Oh,
Easy.
absolutely.
Him and like you said, Hoffman.
Yep.
And it feels like there was another guy that just retired recently. It wasn't been Hoffman. That's what I'm thinking from San Diego. But it's like, yeah, there might be 5 other closers in the Hall of Fame right now.
Yeah.
But he's the best of all time, no doubt.
So his stats: he had 652 saves, 1,173 strikeouts. He had a WHIP of 1.
That's really fucking good.
He had a 221 earned run average. I'm trying to find his saves
His appearances.
versus attempts or whatever.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to keep talking.
Well, he was on my list, so fuck you, Brady.
Yeah, I was never a fan of the Yankees, never a fan but he was just like, it's respect, right?
Yeah,
and I've got a couple
exactly.
people on this list that are just like,
No, you got
it's
to
all about
respect that because he is the greatest closer of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
Matt, you still looking?
I'm still looking.
You want me to go to mine?
Go to yours.
All right. I got the bad boy, Roger Clemens.
He's pretty good.
Pretty good. He won 7 Cy Youngs,
I left him out because I knew he'd be on somebody's list.
because he's really fucking good.
Yeah.
He was good in 3 different decades: 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
That's nuts. That's a crazy
That's,
stat.
I think he might have won a Cy Young in every decade, but I can't quote that. But yeah, I just put 7 winners. I said by the numbers, he might be the greatest pitcher ever. He won the MVP and he's a 2-time Triple Crown winner. But he's like an infamous like asshole.
Oh, yeah.
he was so competitive. He would probably be the worst player to play against, but I would love to have him on my team.
Yeah, absolutely. I put him in the same realm as Jason Giambi, John Rocker, and Kenny Rogers.
These are all good grades to have on your team, though.
Right, but they're just gonna
Go out and drink a Budweiser after the game, and
but
maybe
if you're
start a
hey,
fight.
hey, dude, could I come drink a beer with you? You're like, hell no, asshole. They just kick you out. I feel like that's the guy, right?
He would be that guy.
Oh, for sure.
And not in the Hall of Fame yet, but he should.
And that goes back to
That's the
the
Mitchell
baseball
report.
writers. I mean, it's just
They should have their own separate wing.
Look at his stats. Just like look at, I mean, whatever you think, like, I don't know, because pitching, without getting too far into the whole steroids discussion. I mean, yeah, it can make you throw the ball harder, but like you've still got to hit.
Well, and Bill
you've
Burr
still got to hit a
window of that. Yeah, and Bill Burr has this bit where he talks about you don't think players in the 70s were having performance-enhancing drugs high off cocaine, where they could literally slow down and see the stitch of the baseball when it releases from the like that's performance-enhancing. All right, I just got this top of my head. One of these players has got to go in. Barry Bonds with steroids or Pete Rose with cheating? Who gets in?
Barry Bonds with steroids.
Pete Rose.
Pete fucking Rose. You kidding me?
Pete Rose for me.
I love Pete Rose. He's one of my favorite
Barry
players
Bonds
of
was
all
a borderline
time.
Hall of Famer before.
Yeah,
the
that is
steroids.
true. But
Okay,
Pete Rose didn't cheat to get there.
So
And he bet on his boys.
I guess so. If you take so you line up Barry Bonds and you line up Pete Rose.
Well, they're two different hitters, too.
Right, and you take away all allegations.
Yeah.
And you take everything away, and you say who goes in.
It's Bonds.
It's Bonds.
It would be
right?
Bonds.
I think the reason Pete Rose is being kept out is less. I think that's kind of ridiculous that he's being left out. I mean, you can make a case for Barry Bonds of his head grew 8 sizes, all of a sudden.
Dude, he he became a big muscle.
Yeah, you can make that's a case you can make, but like with Pete Rose, man, I mean, like he didn't do. I don't know.
And he bet on his boys too. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he didn't
he wasn't
take
throwing games.
Yeah, he wasn't throwing games. He's
Yeah.
like, I have so much confidence in my Reds. We're gonna win this series.
Sure.
I have no problem with that. I love Pete Rose. He's the most competitive asshole to ever play baseball. Well, since Ty Cobb.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that. I love Pete Rose.
I don't have anything against Pete Rose. I just think
I think he should be in the
giving
Hall.
your some. Oh, so do I. But giving your some.
Yeah.
Give me Bonds.
And like I said, I think Bonds has like how many MVPs? And he's the all-time home run leader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're right. Bonds is the better player. I just in my heart it was Pete Rose.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And it's all opinion based, but like I said, Roger Clemens, he's just really fucking good. So
All right,
on to you, Matt.
My last one, or actually my third one.
Yeah.
CC Sabathia.
Okay,
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I tried to go.
Dude,
off,
he's like ripped now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's lost.
He was a big
He's
boy.
lost some weight, and that's what I
He
appreciate.
didn't lose some weight. I think he got shredded.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate about him. He was just a big dude that could just chunk the ball.
Put his weight behind the ball.
Yeah.
And like that's one thing that's kind of wild too is you see like these big fellas and they like they're going inning after inning and like they've got stamina to keep going. Like that's what's crazy is like you expect some of those guys like I feel like if I got out there all out of shape, I'd be done after an inning and a half.
Yeah, it's a lot of your body to throw that ball.
Yeah.
You know, it's only 60 feet 6 inches, but you got to give it your all every throw
For so long. I mean,
Yeah.
CeCe had a long career with Cleveland and then with the Yankees.
Oh yeah,
So he
made
played
a ton of money.
He played
Yeah.
19.
He was in that perfect window to,
Yeah.
to bank.
He played 19 seasons. He played with the Indians from 01 to 08, with the Brewers shortly in 08, and then from the Yankees from 9 to 19.
Forgot about
They must have traded him to get what they could before he was a
forgot
free
about the
agent.
Brewers.
Yeah, they must have traded
6-time
that.
All-Star, World Series champion, Cy Young in 07, ALCS MVP in 09, and then he was a 2-time win leader in the MLB.
He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
251 and 161 was a record. 374 was the ERA, and he's got 3,093 strikeouts. So that 3,000 mark,
I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Is he in or
well,
He's
I'm
not
trying
been
to think
out
of when
5
he's
years.
eligible.
well,
5 years,
19, so it'll be 24.
I always
He'll
forget
be
that he
eligible.
pitched. Yeah, 19. Supposedly, I can't remember if his son is playing baseball or basketball, but his son's a freak athlete too. Like his son, or not that CeCe was a freak athlete pitching, but his son is I think he's about the same size as CeCe. Like it's crazy.
Let me see. Oh, damn. 2015, Sabathia, I forgot that he checked himself into alcohol rehab.
He was really open about that.
So,
too,
in 2018, he developed shortness of breath and other symptoms. Sabathia underwent a cardiac catheterization, was found to have blockage of a coronary artery. Since his heart scare, Sabathia undertook major exercise and diet program, losing 60 pounds
Jeez.
from his peak weight. So,
Because he was probably 270, 280 when he was throwing.
I would
Yeah.
say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was already like tall,
He was a
so it's just
big
mass.
dude,
Yeah.
I think I was trying to read about his son. I
want to say his son's name's like Carson or something
Carter.
like that. Carter, there you go.
born
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah.
So,
He's still young.
yeah, he's still a kid. I was listening to, it may have been TikTok or something, but I think Barstool was talking about the best fat athletes. And all these names were
Jerome
talked
Bettis.
around. Jerome Bettis was one.
Tony Gwynn.
David
Tony
Wells.
Gwynn was another one. Nobody mentioned,
Refrigerator Perry.
he was mentioned.
Okay.
Nobody mentioned, who's the cat that who pitched for us?
Bartolo Colon.
Nobody-
dude,
Oh, man.
I almost put him on my
Dude,
Mount
he's
Rushmore.
played for everybody.
The
Yeah.
dude
Do you
let
remember
out
like
a triple as a fat dude.
Yeah.
Remember when he hit that home run for the Mets and they lost their fucking minds because he was like 43 and weighed like 275.
Yes.
It was like the whole sports world shut down for that.
So after he left the Rangers, he was like
He went to a Mexican restaurant and shut
dude.
it down.
He was like he went down to the Dominican or wherever he was at and was like just taking videos of him with like somebody with a 1973 Android phone was taking videos of him just throwing bullpens like literally in like alleyways
like a
and
chicken
stuff.
walking by.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a TikTok where he was pitching in a Sunday league.
Yeah.
And he was,
Just
I mean,
mowing people
gas,
down.
dude.
Yeah.
And he's like
God
46
bless you,
years
Bartolo
old.
Well, that's what
Colon.
was so awesome was when he was throwing for the Rangers, he was throwing like 82 mile an hour fastballs.
And this was
But, like
kind of recent, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, this
Yeah,
was
it was like
2019
yeah,
or something.
But
Yeah,
say it was like
2018.
2018.
dude, he should have been on our list.
Oh,
that would have
yeah.
been a great addition.
I almost put him on the list. But I was
Well,
like, man,
honorable mention. We're
yeah,
all
definitely an
we all
honorable
agree.
mention, yeah.
All right, we're going Snake back to you for your last one, or is it?
I've only said two, right?
I've only
Oh.
said two. Yeah.
I've said three.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you go.
we're snaking all over the place.
We're a silly snake.
So for number three, and I looked up his stats, and they weren't really that crazy, but I just thought he was cool and had like he was one of the guys that he came on the scene his rookie year, but Dontrell Willis.
Oh, D-Train.
D-Train, dude.
Damn,
like,
I forgot about him.
he was rookie of the year in 03, and like I remember that's when I think we started playing fantasy baseball together in like 03, 04, something like that. And that's when I really started like following, like baseball hard. And Dontrell was he was a stud, dude. He was the same way as Felix, where he had this crazy wind up, and he really only had, I think, like a fastball and a change up and a little bit of a curve. He had nothing crazy. But dude, when he got out there, he was dominant. I mean, he would get out there and throw straight heat.
The main thing I remember about him is like baseball can be so buttoned up.
Yeah.
And he was kind of the first dude that kind of had swag.
Yeah.
Like he flat billed his
The hat to the
and then
side.
it was cocked
Yeah.
to the side.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this dude's got some swag to him.
Yeah, he was fun to watch. And
Yeah.
he was good for the game of baseball in that in that way. Because like you said, it's not like baseball gets into this whole unwritten rule of you can't do this and you don't do this, and so like it starts to get a little monotonous for like kids and stuff, But when you got stuff like that, you got Dontrell Willis out there throwing, I mean that brings kids into the game more, and I think it grows the game. So yeah,
that was a really good one.
Dontrell was fun, and like I said, I looked up his stats and they were very
He probably
mediocre.
only played like less than 10 years, right?
Yeah, he was 8 years, I think, is what he was. But yeah, he was a rookie of the year in 03.
Kind of like flamed out.
Yeah, rookie of the year in 03, and then
Did they win the World Series though with Beckett,
was that.
Josh Beckett, or was he right after that?
Man, I can't remember. That's a good question.
I think it was.
I don't remember
I thought it was 4.
I got you.
I don't remember if he won the World Series or not.
There was something crazy that was
should
like the
know.
only
He was
times.
a World Series champion in 03
Okay, so yeah, that was
with
rookie
the
of the-
Marlins.
Yeah,
I remember hearing something about the Marlins. Like the only 2 times they've made the playoffs, they've won the World
yeah,
Series.
yeah.
2-time All-Star, NL Rookie of the Year in 03, NL Wins Leader in 05, win-loss record of 72 and 69, and
Yeah.
a ERA of 4.17 and 896 strikeouts.
Yeah.
But
Because that's when. Oh, so that would have been Pudge catching, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So that
first
that was a fun team right there.
Yep.
Dontrell Willis and Pudge. Come on.
And Beckett and
Yeah.
Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great young team. All right. My third one is from Venezuela,
Okay.
Johan Santana.
Ooh, I almost put him on mine.
that's a good one.
You almost had a good list. 139 and 78, ERA of 3.20. This so close. 1,988 strikeouts.
Ooh.
He played 12 years though, but split between the Twins and the Mets. 4-time All-Star. Did win 2 Cy Youngs, a Triple Crown, Gold Glove. He was a wins leader, 3-time ERA leader, 3-time strikeout leader, and he pitched 1 no-hitter. So I don't know. He's like a borderline Hall of Famer. It's almost like a Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
To where like you were
It was
that
a short
shining star.
window.
Yeah, but he was like, and who else? They had like Francisco Liriano.
Yes.
The Twins. They had like
Yep.
the best 1-2 combo for a while, but to me, he was just like the best in that period after Pedro.
Yeah.
To where it's like, yeah, he was the best for like 4 or 5 years. So, in my opinion, Hall of Famer.
So with pitchers, you see like the fastball sexy, throwing 99, 100 or something like that. And then Kershaw has a curveball that, drops 8 feet as it comes down. He was the first one that I ever watched him throw a changeup. And I was like, dude, that's the craziest changeup I've ever seen in my life. And I still haven't seen one better than what he threw. I mean, that was just...
If you could master one pitch...
Yeah, his changeup was just insane. And I
just working a fastball and every once in a while, like another breaking ball.
Dude, his changeup was so unhittable. It was insane.
My last one was already taken. Randy Johnson was taken. So I'll kind of throw out a couple I had on...
Just do your honorable mention then.
My honorable mention, Greg Maddux. We talked about him.
That's a good one.
A dude that could just put that ball wherever he wanted. And there's crazy stats that I mentioned to you, like he only walked like...
His strikeout to walk ratio has got to be like one of the best of all time. Top speed, 84 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about him, dude.
He was like Bartolo, right? Where he 84 miles an hour. Yeah, he pumped it in.
He knew where to put it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up that.
Yeah, I think I've seen that stat you're talking about. It's like the number of times he got to like a full count was
count.
like 3-0 count was like 17 or something like that. It was just
fucking
insane.
wild. Probably out of 1,000 or
so
more
the
opportunities.
The stat
right?
is Maddux faced 20,421 batters during his time in the league. In those 20,421 at bats, only 310 hitters saw a 3-0 count.
That's insane.
Out of those 310 3-0 counts, 177 of those were intentional walks.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah,
that might be like
that.
That's what I love about baseball. They have the weirdest like stats that
random.
Yeah, the most random thing. Like,
yeah,
who would have thought of that? But then again, that just blows your mind. If you would have ever played baseball and you know how
think about it,
how crazy of a stat that is. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
that's one of the best stats I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, they did that on the Fan a while back where they talked about what's the craziest stat, like what is the coolest stat. You know, that's definitely a good one.
And then my other one was Clayton Kershaw.
There you go.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's. Yeah. We can say he's good.
Yeah,
he good. Local too.
Yep.
Holland Park.
All right, so for me, the last one, and this one's most recent. Lance Lynn. I'm a big Lance Lynn fan. Whenever he came over to Texas, I liked him before, but then when he came to Texas, he just like because we had between whenever we were bad, whenever we started being bad in after 2016. There was just such a low point of like pitchers just not being able. We had no pitchers. We had nothing, and then he came in and he's 1,600 career Ks. He's got a 3.48 ERA and he's 6'5", 270. I mean that's my favorite stat.
I love those.
6'5", 270, and he just keeps going out there and keeps dealing.
He's
and then
still like
he went
good.
He went to Chicago and was because even when he came to Texas, he was like I think 3rd or 4th in Cy Young voting. And then he left and went to Chicago. And when he went to Chicago, he was like 2nd or 3rd in Cy Young voting, I think. I can't remember. Did he win? I don't remember.
That would have been fucking great if he won.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember. Look at me being terrible. I'm putting him on my Mount Rushmore.
Let me.
That's okay. We don't really come up with facts or stats.
Yeah, we're not about that.
Let me. One other thing on Greg Maddux. There was a famous quote he had. Quote, you just can't do it. Sometimes hitters can pick up differences in spin. They can identify pitches if they are different release points or if a curveball starts with an upward hump as it leaves the pitcher's hand. But if a pitcher can change speeds, every hitter is helpless, limited by the human vision, except for that fucking Tony Gwynn. And then Tony Gwynn faced Greg Maddux 107 times, more than any other pitcher in his career. He hit .415 against him and never struck out.
That's insane.
So that's
crazy.
No, those were the two things I was thinking of about Greg Maddux.
All right, my last one. My favorite, Pedro Martinez.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was coming out.
He was just my favorite to watch. He was the best pitcher I've ever seen. Long career, 92 to 09, 8-time All-Star, World Series champ, 3 Cy Youngs, 1 Triple Crown, MLB wins leader, 5-time ERA leader, 3-time strikeout leader. It says here, he ended his career with an ERA of 2.93, the 6th lowest by a pitcher with at least 2,500 innings pitched. He reached 3,000 strikeout mark in fewer innings than any pitcher except for Randy Johnson, is the only pitcher to compile over 3,000 strikeouts with fewer than 3,000 innings pitched. Martinez career strikeout rate of 10.04 per 9 trails only Johnson among pitchers with 1,500 innings. And then I wrote something down here if I could find it. He had 11 years with an ERA under 3 and 6 years with an ERA under 2.26.
All those stats are cool, but the image of him that's ingrained
Don
when he grabbed that
Zimmer.
sweet old Don Zimmer by the head and just ripped him down.
I don't care how old you are, even if you're like 11,
charge
you're
nobody,
charging
dude.
me, bro.
Yeah.
He grabbed him by like the ears
Yeah.
or something.
Dude, he grabbed him with like both
threw him
hands and
down.
like bull, like, you know, like
That's one of those, it's a lose-lose situation. So, like, if you get bodied by Don Zimmer,
Yeah,
right,
you'll
then
never
you're
hear
like,
the end of it.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, you're the guy that got bodied by Don Zimmer. But, yeah, he just rolled
what are you
him.
doing? If you're Don Zimmer, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing,
Hey,
bro?
respect Don Zimmer, though, because he was like, I'm backing my boys is what he's doing. It's the Red Sox Yankees.
Yeah, and
what
he
it
ended up on
is.
his ass
Yeah.
with a broken hip.
I saw some, too, where it just had he's only 5'11", 170 pounds, so he's a pretty small pitcher.
Yeah.
We were talking about Randy Johnson and shit, so,
Yeah.
Pedro's just defending himself, but
Yeah.
I just used to love, it was like mid, like 90s and early 2000s, watching him pitch was like the greatest thing I could have seen as like a 10-year-old, you know, I was just watching Pedro Martinez take
And then
him
he
out.
went to, what was it? So, he won the World Series with Boston. And then I think the next year he left Boston and went to, where did he go?
He went to the Mets.
When he went to the Mets, and like I think there was some story about like he was just like I don't want my World Series ring. You guys can keep it, or like it was. I think there was bad blood or something between the Red Sox or from the story I remember.
Well, the Red Sox, they retired his number. He's in their Hall of Fame now.
Maybe that was wrong then.
Well, it could have been at the time. I mean, that was
I
probably
remember
15.
like they snubbed he snubbed them somehow. I forgot how it was, but yeah, he told them to keep the World Series ring.
I
or
mean,
something
I
like
still
that.
want the ring. I mean, I'll say like,
Right?
you can still talk shit, but you earned that ring, dude. Better take that ring.
Y'all got any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I got a few.
Yeah.
I got two actually.
I got 3.
All right.
Yeah, for me, and once again going back to it, stats weren't crazy, but dude, Jim Abbott, bro,
Man, old school.
yeah, old school. I mean, I love Jim Abbott. I mean, it was
I'm thinking, who's that lawyer? Ben
Yeah,
Abbott.
Ben Abbott.
yeah,
Ben
not Ben
Abbott
Abbott, yeah.
and Associates. That's I was like, wait, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Let me look up. I mean, Jim Abbott. But while we're talking about that, Colby Lewis. I was a big fan of Colby Lewis. I mean, going back to the Rangers
Didn't he?
again.
He played in Japan and got his career back, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
So
So,
he-
that's fucking cool.
Yeah, he came back, and then
That's a good one. I like Colby Lewis.
yeah, and then last but not least, Buddy Groom.
He was on my list. Hell yeah, Hawk Pride. All right.
No,
so
but
that leaves me with one.
So Buddy Groom, though, I mean, he led the league in 1999. He led the league in appearances. So
Dude,
I don't
that's
know if
dope. With Baltimore? Didn't he
yeah,
play with Baltimore
yeah, played
forever?
with Baltimore and led the league in appearances.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna have Buddy on one day.
we should. Yeah,
I bet your schedule's free.
All right.
career 14. He made $14 million over.
I thought you were gonna say 14 All-Star.
No.
I was like,
14
holy
All-Star.
shit, he
He's
was
better than
really
we thought.
good. Yeah, I was like, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
All right, the one that I had that no one got, and he had a fucking wild delivery. So this is my wild delivery guy, Hideo Nomo.
Oh, that was a good one.
Good
Yeah.
call.
Yep. I remember when Claire and I got married, because our honeymoon was in New Mexico, and we went to one of the stops was in wherever they filmed Breaking Bad, and they had that little Pollos Loco. And it was so cool to be in there, but I remember being blown away because this guy had a dope Hideo Nomo jersey on, and I was like, Claire, take his picture. That's a Hideo Nomo jersey, and she had no idea who that was, but
That's
I still
awesome.
got that on my phone. So I just liked him. He kind of broke through. They said he wasn't the first Japanese player, but he kind of broke that barrier down to open it up for everybody. And dude, he was really fucking good. I mean, short window, but for when he played with the Dodgers, he was a good starter.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
He was a stud.
Nope. You want to move on to part 2, or is this running too long?
No, but we'll speed through part 2.
All right, cool.
These is our favorite MLB players, position players.
Yeah.
So I'll go first. Kirby Puckett.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Kirby Puckett. He was just a great player.
Great butt.
Yeah.
Ended his career a little early with an eye injury, I believe.
He got hit. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kirby Puckett was I always loved watching.
You don't have he was a shorter guy too, wasn't
He
he?
was a little.
And he played the outfit. I remember him fucking
Mound
robbing
around.
home runs.
Yeah.
I think he was a center fielder.
That's what I think so too. Like 5'9" or some shit, or am I crazy?
He was 5'8".
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you, dude.
Yeah.
He was 5'8".
Fuck yeah.
Um,
Hall of Famer.
Oh, absolutely.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he got 82.14% of the vote.
I bet he's just like such a cool, nice person too.
84 to 95.
Good call.
Played his whole career for the Twins. So
Yeah.
Yep, he was one of my favorites.
It's like the guy I'd vote for like president.
Oh, he was diagnosed. He woke up on March 28th of '96 without vision in his right eye. He was diagnosed with glaucoma.
Damn.
So he didn't get hit. Maybe I thought he got hit.
Yeah, hitting that weed is what he's hitting now. Good for you, dude.
Yeah. So so he had glaucoma. So
Dang, that's what ended his career then, because he obviously would have kept playing.
Oh yeah, he was a stud.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not a good dude. He had legal issues.
Oh shit! I just said I'd vote for him for president.
Yeah.
Fuck it, that age like milk.
Omar Vizquel.
Okay,
too.
yeah, I didn't know. I gotta publicly apologize. I didn't realize Omar Vizquel was like a fucking pervert, pedophile.
He was bad news.
I take that back.
Yeah,
He was a good player though.
On the baseball field, yeah, amazing. But yeah, off the field, he's
Brady reminded me of that immediately. I was like, well, wish I hadn't said that on the record.
Yeah. So he went through some shit after he retired.
Oof.
Order of protection.
I guess you could say
wife.
he lost his path when he lost his eyesight.
You're pretty good at. I'd vote for that dude. He's a good dude. Legal issues. He's got restraining orders. You're like, oh shit. Yeah.
Holy shit! I forgot. R.I.P. Bro.
Oh my God, he's dead. Oh, what a roller coaster we just took. Jesus Christ.
On the morning of March 5th, 06, Puckett suffered a massive
for so long. Jeez.
hemorrhagic stroke.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Puckett died March 6th, just 8 days from his 46th birthday.
I always get him and like Tony Gwynn, like their lives mixed up as far as.
It's just because they're fat black men who play baseball.
Okay. No.
You got no other argument there. No. That's your whole argument.
I'd vote for him. I'd vote for him for president.
Okay, I did just say that. And he's dead. Oh man, that was bad. Okay, well, you live and you learn.
All right.
Except for Kirby Puckett. Okay.
At least he's puffing on those joints now. Yeah, he got glaucoma.
Oh, my bad. All right, bud.
Yeah, for me, number one on my list, I think he was on my other Mount Rushmore list, is Ian Kinsler. Once again, whenever he started his career in 06, I remember watching his first game. He was the first one I kind of like followed up through minor leagues and stuff, and so career 270 hitter. He owns a baseball bat company with, is it Jack White? He's the White Stripes guy. Yeah. He owns a bat company. So
when he was playing in Detroit, right?
Yeah. So he started that, but I think they opened it up in Deep Ellum. I think
there's a store down there.
Ellum,
yeah. I forget what's it called.
War Stick.
War Stick. Yeah.
That's a great name for a bat company.
Sure. And I think I want to say this past Olympics, he played for Team Israel on the baseball team. Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. But yeah.
All right. Well, for me, Ken Griffey Jr. I put if healthy, he's probably the greatest of all time, and he had a great video game that we all played.
Yeah, for
sure. We all played that Griffey game.
I have it.
I still have it over there in the 64.
Yeah, so do I.
And the N64 and
Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I looked it up too, and he was like he was 99.3 for his.
Oh, okay.
So he was damn near there, and I don't know if anyone else has gotten close to that, or maybe he was the one we were thinking of. But
yeah.
And he had serious career derailments with injuries, and he still has I think it's over 600 home runs. I mean, in my opinion, he would have broken all those records.
Yep.
And he got to play with his dad. Did you ever see that play where his dad's calling for it in the outfield, and Ken we're that tight, just runs up out of nowhere and snags it from his dad, and they run in together.
Yep.
How fucking cool is that, man? To play with your dad in the majors.
Probably the sweetest swing in all of baseball.
Yep. Hat backwards.
Yep. The kid.
Dude, he was the fucking coolest person.
Mariano Rivera was 100%.
That was
He
it?
was unanimous. Derek Jeter had 396 out of 397, so he was 99.74.
Fuck those haters,
I think Ken Griffey was 3 votes short, so he was 99.3.
Who isn't voting for it pisses me off.
Yeah.
I think Trout will be unanimous, especially if he plays another 8 years like this.
I mean,
how are you not going to vote for that guy?
Yeah.
100%.
Maybe.
I want to see him win a championship.
I mean,
not with the Angels.
But you look at that. Look at those people that were on there, and they missed it by 1 vote. I mean, unanimous is hard to do. Mariano Rivera. I mean, Derek Jeter.
I know,
granted, Derek Jeter. I don't know. That's a whole nother.
Mike Trout is better than Derek Jeter
statistically. Yeah, absolutely. But
if I was starting a team right now, and you could say 20-year-old Jeter, 20-year-old Trout.
Yeah.
Now Griffey, healthy Griffey, I still stand by.
Yeah.
My second one, close to home, Michael Young,
There you
That's
go.
a good one.
the captain.
Yep.
So he just always did everything right.
Team player.
He moved positions multiple times to make room.
He's a lifer. He's like the Dirk. He's the Dirk of the Rangers.
Even though he had that little stint right there at
that's
the
true.
end with LA, but still,
about
he's
that.
still a Ranger.
Wasn't he from LA though?
He's
So it's like
from
he went
LA.
home.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
went home. But
Yeah. Can't really blame him for that.
he was like kind of the cornerstone of when we got good again.
Yeah.
Another guy that came up, actually he wasn't in our minor league system, was he?
He's from
I think you told us last
Philadelphia.
time.
Did we get him from Philadelphia?
I think, that sounds right. I don't remember. I'd have to go look that back up.
But
I
yeah.
don't
I think
remember
it
off the top
was.
of my head.
Michael Young, I think no Rangers should wear 10 again.
Yeah.
I agree with
So-
I
that.
agree. Yeah.
All right.
Is it me or you?
It would be Matt again,
Me again?
and then I'll go.
Okay.
Ichiro.
God damn it!
I almost put him on mine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great one.
I mean,
Dude, if he would have played his whole career, I think he takes down Pete Rose's record. And you know how I feel about Pete Rose.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
another dude who played till he was like 43 or
well,
44.
and how old was he though when he came over from Japan? Though,
Right.
Well, didn't he win Rookie of the Year and MVP in the 2001 or whatever?
Yeah.
I put on here that he's the best contact hitter maybe ever. Because, and he was a left-handed hitter, so he had the only person I've ever seen to swing and run at the same time.
Yeah.
He'd be halfway to first before it, got out of the infield or whatever.
He's got that, and you see that a lot in Asian baseball players where they got that drag run as they're hitting kind of thing that they're falling off.
I've never
as they're-
seen that before
Yeah.
he came. Like,
'Cause
that must have been a Japanese thing, because I never see that.
Shinsu Chu does it a little bit, or he was doing
do
it
see
whenever
it,
he
yeah.
would hit. He stays in the box a little bit more. But yeah, you would see that a lot from a lot of and they haven't done it as much. Like you've got that dude Kang. He's in I think he's in San Diego. He stays in the box and drills. But yeah, I mean you just see that drag where they hit and run. So
So Ichiro may be the most insane dude we talk about tonight. He played a combined 28 seasons
I think
of
he's
professional baseball.
Is he still trying to?
He played his Japanese debut was in 1992.
Wow, so he was like 9 years in.
yeah,
He played his MLB debut was in 2001, and then his last appearance was in 2019. He's 48 now, so that means he was like 46 when he was playing in the majors. He's got a career. Oh, that's his Japanese. He's got a career MLB batting average of 311, 3,089 hits, 117 home runs, 780 RBIs, and 509 stolen bases.
Yeah, straight contact, which, hey, nothing wrong with that. Like, get
love
on
it,
base
yeah.
and see what happens.
I love small ball. Like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, maybe the second greatest leadoff hitter of all time.
yeah.
So, yep, Ichiro,
That's a good
one
one.
of the best ones to do it.
All right, well, then I mark that out, and I just put Mike Trout. I put he's the best player alive and of the generation. So I think he's already a Hall of Famer.
I mean, I put Mike Trout too on mine. I hate the Angels, but I've tried to find ways to not like the guy, but
He's an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
He's like a huge Eagles fan.
right. But he's such a likable dude. Like he's not overly flamboyant.
Like Bryce Harper seems like a douchebag.
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
Like Bryce Harper.
But like, I mean, he comes to work and he plays and he's insane. Yeah, I had Trout on mine as well.
Well, give us another one.
Okay, so I got for this one. This one's a little old school. Jim Thome.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Number
That's a good one.
25 for
Yep,
the Indians.
Yep. 612 bombs, 2,300 hits, and played for 22 years, which is quite a long time. But yeah, he was the one where you start watching baseball and he's just mashing home runs. He's just dude, hitting the piss out of the ball.
Those Indian teams to not win a World Series.
Oh yeah,
is crazy because that's when they had young Manny, Kenny Lofton.
Yep.
I mean, I can't tell you who any else, but those three guys,
yeah.
great middle of the lineup.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had solid
Tomei,
pitching.
steroids guy?
I don't know if it ever came out that I don't remember if he was on like the
your
Mitchell
opinion?
report or whatever. Yeah, I think he did. I mean, he was
played
a big,
right
He was in that era.
Yeah, because you look at him, he's another guy that you look at like his first year, because I think he was like, I want to say he was like 6'4". At the end of his career, he was like 6'4", 250. But like his first year playing, he was like 6'4", like 150 pounds. Like it was like
that's a little too much of a-
yeah, it was a stick. I mean, I'm sure you start to grow, but like a lot of people they're kind of done growing whenever they get to 19, 20 years old. So, but yeah, he was just mashing bombs. He was one that you loved to watch, just completely destroy the baseball.
Me?
Let me do my last. Oh, no. You go. Because I only got one more.
Yeah, I got
took
one more.
one of mine.
I got one more.
You do yours. Better not take mine.
Tony Gwynn.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Played 20 seasons, all for the San Diego Padres. He's Mr. Padre. He even played for San Diego State in college.
Oh, that's cool.
Career 338 average,
That's a great fucking average.
3,100 hits, 3,141, 135 home runs, and 1,138 runs batted in. And he had like 2 seasons that he didn't play because of injury.
And wasn't he going to hit 400 if not for that strike season of 94? I believe he was like hitting like 412 or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, he would have been the first guy since Ted Williams to actually do that.
And before we say anything,
I mean, I think I'd vote for him for president.
we say anything,
Okay.
rest in peace.
Oh,
Dang.
2014.
Yeah, I
Before
didn't
we
know
say
that.
anything.
Yeah.
I didn't. I forgot. I guess.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, in high school he played 3 sports. He was football, baseball, basketball, and he was like a letter winner in all of them. He was, Mr. whatever at his high school, and he's just got crazy. He was just a crazy hitter. You heard the quote Maddox had on him, like everybody was human except for Tony Gwynn.
And if Maddox says that carries a lot of weight.
Yeah,
Because his son's playing too. His son played in the.
Yeah, I thought so. I was going to say that, but I really wasn't sure.
Last I remember, he was in the Boston organization. I don't know if he's playing every day for him or not, or he's. I don't know where he's at now.
Trade him for Tatis straight up and bring him home.
Yeah, there you go.
let me see.
I mean, Tatis is out anyways. Come on.
Yeah, think short term here.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
So he was the father of Anisha Nicole, who's an R&B singer, and a Major League outfielder, Tony Gwynn Jr., whose Major League debut with the Brewers came in 2006. He's a broadcaster now.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's done.
He debuted in 2006 for the Brewers, and then he last played in 2014 for the Phillies.
Decent career, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
7 home runs, 98 runs batted in.
Okay, well, maybe not. Hey, but he was in the show for a decent amount of time.
238
Better
career
than my
average.
stat.
Yeah,
line.
right. Yeah, I never hit 7 home runs in the majors.
Yeah, so.
All right, y'all
Tony
ready
Gwynn.
for my last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hit it.
We talking about the greatest leadoff hitter of all time, the man of steel himself, Ricky Henderson.
Ooh.
That's a
Love
good
me
one.
some Ricky Henderson.
That's a good one.
Holds the major league record for career stolen bases, runs, intentional walks, and leadoff home runs.
Yeah, the
And
stolen base record's one that it'll never get
be
touched.
touched.
And it's by such a huge
Yeah, I
margin.
don't even know the second place, and he owns every record for stolen bases. So 279 hitter, 3,055 hits, 297 home runs, 1115 RBIs, 1,406 stolen bases, and
Jeez,
2,295 runs. 10-time All-Star, 2-time World Series, MVP, Gold Glove, 3-time Silver Slug, 12-time stolen base leader. A's retired his number, and the records he still holds. Well, I guess I just listed them all, except for the 130 stolen bases in a single season, which people just don't steal bases anymore.
No.
You might be low, like 50 might lead the league now.
Yeah, I think 40, somewhere around 40 or
Yeah.
50 will lead
Ricky
the league.
was getting hundreds like every year.
130. That's insane.
And he got in with a 94.81, but I just loved his confidence. Like, nobody had more confidence than Ricky Henderson.
Billy Hamilton had in the minor leagues, he had like 102 or something, or
That's in
105.
minor leagues,
Yeah.
though.
But people were like, oh, dude, we got to get this guy up here quick. And
They
he
did.
stole some bases, yeah. But it was just
They'd
nowhere
pinch
near.
run him. They'd
Yeah.
bring him in just to pinch run
Because he
him.
couldn't hit like Ricky
But
Henderson.
Ricky
could.
Henderson,
Yeah.
he won fucking MVP.
And he was the last strikeout on 096 no-hitter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fun little fact there.
Yeah.
Well, I always see the highlights, and I just know it's Ricky Henderson at the plate
Yeah.
when I see highlights of his no-hitters.
That's where I learned about the third person, too, because Ricky Henderson always talks about Ricky Henderson in the third person. Ricky Henderson going to get the stats that Ricky Henderson wants to put up in this game so Ricky Henderson can get paid. And I think there was that story where, like, he got a check for, like, $1 million, and he framed it. And there was, like, the Oakland A's were, like, contacting, like, hey, Ricky, like, you need to
gotta
cash
cash
that check.
that, yeah.
He goes, I ain't never cashing that check. Ricky Henderson keeping that check on his wall for Ricky Henderson. I don't know. He just backs it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
like
yeah.
such a fucking character, but you can't deny I think he's the greatest
Yeah.
leadoff hitter of all time.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, honorable mentions. You can just bust them out.
Did you do all yours?
Yeah, you had a couple of mine,
yeah.
but Adrian Beltre. I mean, he's one
that's
that,
pretty
yeah,
easy.
even though
All
he was
right,
on my
well-
Texas Rangers.
Nobody mentioned this Texas Ranger, and that's Pudge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to stay away from Texas Rangers since we did.
And I
Yeah.
tried to get the one.
Yeah.
Other ones I had were I really like this guy. I was a big Jim Edmonds fan.
Okay,
because I
yep.
loved his defense, and he
Yeah.
actually had a really good bat with him too. But I just loved watching him lay out in center field. Fuck A-Rod, but A-Rod, it was extremely good.
Yeah.
Same with Albert Pujols. He kind of just hit a brick wall because for all we know, he's like 49. They don't know how old he really is. And another guy that was old school, but like you mentioned, we all had great hitters. Mine was Wade Boggs.
Ooh.
Guy drank like 27 beers on a flight once too.
Dude,
Yeah.
fucking tank.
Yeah.
I mean, you drink 27 beers in one flight, you're going to make a list on this podcast.
Big Papi for me.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
His one line after the Boston bombing will live on in my head forever.
Yeah.
This is our fucking city, that one. And then for some reason, just because two guys for their odd batting stances, Mickey Tettleton
Yep.
when he held his bat, and then Ruben Sierra. I remember I did that. I think I brought it up last time. I did that in a game, and my dad got so fucking pissed off. He's like, if I ever see you do that again, you will not play baseball again.
So you came back with the Julio Franco next time.
Yeah, so
Who was that? Gary Sheffield? Gary Sheffield had a crazy stance.
Yeah.
I used to try to do
Yeah.
Gary Sheffield, and I was
Yeah.
like, that shit ain't working for me.
there's too much going on there.
Yeah,
Joe-
too much going on. Oh, I just remembered a good one that no one said. Vladimir Guerrero. I got that guy.
I can't believe nobody said Vlad.
Never saw a pitch he didn't like. I saw him hit it off the fucking dirt one time.
That's the only reason the Rangers signed him was because he was playing for the Angels and they couldn't get
They
him out.
crushed
yeah.
him, dude.
He was
He
hitting
would
like
crush us.
412 against the Rangers. Yeah, it was insane.
Then remember
Yeah, I
that
gotta
time
get
the
that one
Angels
in.
signed Gary Matthews Jr. and it totally flopped? Fucking idiots.
They did it with they take all our garbage.
They did it with CJ Wilson. They did it with Josh
Hamilton,
Yeah.
and then they
Fucking
took
idiots. They're
gave
still
Albert Pujols like $200 million when he was like in his 30s.
they're still paying fucking Josh Hamilton, I think.
So talking about Mount Rushmore's, and I got an honorable mention. But Cal Ripken Jr. I mean, he was a good one.
He
but
was.
Have you heard the podcast about Cal?
Did you
Ripken Jr.?
listen to it?
Okay,
Yeah.
you're the one that
Yeah.
told me. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if you were.
Yep.
The funniest story was whenever what was it? It was like Randy Johnson, and the lights were like going to come back on. And they're like, "Hey, Randy's had like 5 beers. He can't come back out and pitch." And they're like, "All right, yeah."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really good podcast. I forgot about that one.
He's sleeping, or Kevin Costner was begging his
yeah,
life.
yeah. Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Kevin Costner? I think he was.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that was our Mount Rushmores. I know that was a little long, but you get a good topic, you just start rolling. Where do we want to go next? You want to go?
Let's just keep talking baseball.
Yeah.
It's
we got
like the
more. We
last
got
40
more
minutes.
baseball. We got more
Oh,
baseball.
we can do that.
Do we want to do that?
I'm not gonna read it.
What is this? What are we reading?
Just pick your poison.
Okay,
Which I
pick
like.
poison.
I like Brady's earlier about being 5 inches taller, 50 feet tall.
Yeah,
That's
I like
the
the one with
discussion
the
we need to
kids.
have.
the kids.
Yeah.
How about I'm 50 feet tall and I fucking kill 100 kids? Out of context, that sounds terrible, but that was a conversation we had earlier.
I'd vote for that guy.
That guy sounds like a good American.
He's a good American. Squishing kids. Ooh, this is a long one.
Well,
It's
oh well. I don't know. I really don't.
Okay, good
It's
enough.
gone.
Would you rather know how above or below average you are at everything, or know how above or below average people are at one skill just by looking at them?
I mean, I already know how below average I am at so much stuff.
Yeah, my
So,
wife reminds me.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
learn about other people.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Yep.
All right.
We have such low.
Read another one.
Yeah, we suck. Keep going.
Man, that one was intense.
That one was a real shot to the ego.
Yeah, that was a reality check. Is what it
Self-esteem
was.
check.
Would you rather travel the world for a year, all expenses paid, or have $40,000 to spend on whatever you
Oh,
want
give me 40K. You kidding me?
No, I'm going around the world.
Oh, you idiot.
for a year?
He doesn't get on planes. He's
Yeah,
scared of
bro.
planes.
I'd be all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, well, send me a picture.
While I'm rolling in $40,000 bills.
Wait till I roll up on spinners out there. You kidding
He's
me?
such a curmudgeon old man at the age of like 33.
Dude, I was going through South Dallas the other day. I was on Marsalis, and I saw saw a Dodge Charger that was white and had green on the bottom of it, and it had spinners, but the spinners were marijuana leaves.
That guy just wants to get pulled over.
That is the
Fucking
most
idiot.
South Dallas Marsalis Avenue thing I've ever heard.
And they were $40,000. I know what I'm spending it on. Yeah.
No, give me the all
I'm the
expensive
same
for a
way.
year. I'm going,
I'm going everywhere. Yeah.
dude. I got on 2 planes in one day like a month ago.
Hey, so you're a world traveler now.
Yeah, I got
He
to
went
see,
to Kansas.
I got to see the great city of Wichita.
Kansas is
the
pretty much Berlin.
great flat land of Kansas.
Great people.
I mean, I could buy like a decent RV for that much probably, and fucking drive to all this.
Yeah, but then
national
you got to
parks.
But then you got to pay for it.
You got to gas it up.
I got more money. I got a discount on that thing.
I just saw somebody.
Y'all get back and you got shit but pictures on your phone.
12
and a terrible accent.
And experiences.
Yeah, you got mugged wherever you went, I hope. Hope that was your experience.
We're not.
I hope
You
you got
hope
food
we get mugged.
poisoning. Yeah, like by a tickle monster. So, you didn't get hurt. You just had an experience.
All right, where do we want to go next? Because now we're kind of just unscripted. We're off the rails.
Is there any sports talk you want to get to? Or
I mean, we can talk football to break up the.
Bucket. I didn't know
Break
we
up the
signed
best.
who y'all were talking about
James
today.
Washington.
Yeah, so we got
who I was a huge fan of at Oklahoma State.
former Oklahoma State wide receiver, real speedy guy out of Pittsburgh, and then we got
Dante Fowler.
Dante Fowler out of Jacksonville.
Man, wasn't he like a top 5 pick?
He was a Florida guy, wasn't he?
He was Florida.
Yeah.
Florida. And then we re-signed Luke Gifford. We re-signed fucking LVE.
I like Luke Gifford. He had like a neck injury that kept him out. I was like, this guy's going to break through this
He's
year.
just another, I'm going to use a
warm
euphemism for white people. He's another lunch pail guy.
Yeah.
He's another unathletic, just.
My favorite Cowboy of all time, Bill Bates.
He's a lunch pail guy.
Yeah.
Definition of lunch pail guy.
Lunch pail guy, yeah.
That me and my dad would be like, that's our guy. You know what?
Yeah.
We could be that guy one day.
I bet he stands for the flag.
He shows up in his Ford Ranger every day, and he gives it his all. Fuck yeah.
We let go of Lyle Collins. There was no trade market for him.
Yeah, because I heard they were like taking a 6th or a 7th,
Yeah.
but I guess it's more of a salary dump.
And then we can talk about the Randy Gregory situation. That was really
Connor
weird.
Williams left too.
Yeah, he signed with Miami, which is now Dallas South because they've got
They got Cedric Wilson,
Yeah.
which that hurt, but to bring in Gallup, keep Gallup, and bring in James, that's more than James Washington is.
Yeah.
and
If you're
whoever,
going to play like skill level, I mean, pretty close.
and whoever we're going to draft. And what was that cat's name? He was like a 4th or 5th receiver, or a 5th or 6th receiver.
Noah
for us,
Brown?
not Noah Brown. Number 17.
Simi Fehoko?
No.
Turner? Malik Turner?
Malik Turner.
Turner.
They think that he has
Simi Fehoko is pretty fucking good too.
Yeah,
So
I
I
like-
mean,
he was a 4th rounder.
it's not like we got a bunch of scrubs in there.
No. Let's see what else.
Everyone's just been dogging him because they think the Amari Cooper trade was bad, but it's a salary cap dump.
Yeah.
How many cooks are going to be in the kitchen? You retained Schultz. You got CD for a few more years. You got Gallup for like another 5. Only so many targets. Only one ball to be distributed out.
And Schultz was a heavy Dak thing. I think that
He got franchise tag, didn't
he
he?
got franchise tag, so
He's going to get fucking paid.
so he'll play for $11 million this year, and then
Wow. And they released Blake Jarwin, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Mhm.
He was,
As a
I think he
result.
was hurt or he was.
Dude, he got paid, but I wonder how much guaranteed he got because I thought it was a good contract, but you got to look at guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then Schultz just busted
Yeah.
out that he got hurt and he got Wally pipped.
well, they were more concerned about that injury than they let everybody know.
Yeah, because it was it was one that they said was like rare or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like one of those I forget what kind of. There's a name fracture that happens in the foot or something.
It wasn't the Liz Frank. Was that what it was?
No, but it was one of
Okay.
those type where it's that specific injury that's pretty bad.
Gotcha.
It's not an ACL or whatever.
It's
so,
like a lingering thing,
yeah,
probably.
it's like a
Well, I hope he got some guaranteed because he's probably done then. But
Yeah.
I remember him thinking that could be our breakout tight end because he kind of was in that same mold as I'm not gonna say he's as good as Kelsey, but he had like the speed and athleticism.
Right.
He wasn't a blocking tight end.
Well, he was
a threat.
He was such a departure from Jason Witten.
Yeah, because Witten was a possession. Like, let me do a wide route for 8 yards and I'll catch it.
He
and I'll
was
drop.
he was more of a modern tight end. That
Yeah,
gave
modern
you
tight end.
the route running, the
Yeah.
the explosiveness that we see.
And I like Dalton Schultz. I think it's an upgrade.
Yeah.
So, but with everything that's gone down, we could realistically see the first 3 picks in the draft go offense.
God, I hope
Because you
not.
still need a tackle, you still need O-line help.
They need a center,
You
which
need
is that O-line help. They need Lindenbaum.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
him or the green kid out of A&M.
Yeah, Kenyon Green.
Kenyon Green, yeah.
Because he can play. He might can play all 3 positions on the line.
But I still think you need outside because every year it's Tyron's health. I don't trust him.
Yeah.
I don't trust him to stay healthy. He's getting up there. I think you've got to do something.
But when healthy, and I know it's a big if,
Oh, he's
Great
still,
player.
He's still top 5 tackles in the league.
and I love.
Do you think so?
Biotish.
Huh?
Do you really think so?
When he's
Like,
healthy, yeah.
I
don't
think
know,
top
man.
10.
Yeah, I,
Top 10, like out of right and left. Or
yeah,
just left.
I don't know. Like it seems like last year even when he was healthy, and maybe it's just that he was never healthy last year, but like last year he was getting worked quite a bit, I feel like. So I don't know. I feel like his days are definitely numbered.
So you've got to you need a plan there.
Yeah.
Tight end, because you've only franchised Schultz.
Well, franchise like a placeholder. They can still work out a deal.
You can still work out a deal, but at what?
But now he's going to say, okay, well, my starting price is $11 million.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
You set that market for him.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of the Cowboys.
And like you said about Gregory, I am always 99. I shouldn't say always. I'm 99% of the time for the players about get your money. But what happened with Gregory, that was a bitch move. By what we did for him by standing next to him for all those years, because he would have been out of the league. He would have been a CFL star.
They gave him a lot of
Jerry
chances.
Jones. Yeah, they gave him plenty.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It could have been like we really fucked him over.
And what happened was that language.
Yeah.
Apparently the deal was done.
Yeah.
And there was some language in the contract. And I put this 110% on the agent, because it's not like a player is going to start fine-tooth combing through
no, it's on the agent.
contract.
Yeah.
The agent is based in Denver.
Yeah.
Shit.
He'd be easier to keep tabs on.
Motherfucker. I didn't know that.
The agent, I guarantee you, got paid more money because of the guaranteed money.
Oh, it was a substantial amount. Wasn't it like $4 million a year extra?
Yeah.
Or something crazy. So,
So
it's like
the agent got more money,
him.
but it seems like it's on the agent.
What is it? Didn't they say there was a clause in there that said that like if he got suspended or if he got,
I think it's suspended counts for everybody. Like that's always, but his was if you get fined, it voids the guaranteed.
yeah,
is
it
that
voids
right?
all your guaranteed money.
Because he was like, okay, I understand if I get suspended, but if I get fined, it voids it, and that is a big difference.
yeah, for sure.
Because you can get fined for wearing fucking socks that have something on it.
And then there was talks of the Cowboys saying what's in every player's contract, and then the agent or his camp came back and said, well, everybody but Dax.
Yeah.
So you just never know, in these situations what's true and what's not. But after the fallout, I've heard that it was very standard language.
Yeah.
And Jerry was picking up the phone at the 11th hour, still trying to.
Well, was it Steven that kind of fucked this over? That's what I've heard is he kind of let Steven take the wheel on this. And
Yeah.
because it's rare that the Cowboys want to keep a player and don't keep a player. You know what I mean? They always retain whoever they want to retain.
Yep.
This is one of the few cases where a guy got away.
Yep.
And I hope he enjoys Russ cooking those fucking bagel bites, in week 7. I can't stand Russell Wilson. That reminds me, I got something after all this. It's like a Hall of Fame, yes or no, for all these different players.
I like that.
All right, so we'll run through real quick, because I know you want to get to that, and we're an hour and 40 in.
No problem.
So Tom Brady's back. So Tom Brady's retirement was shorter than the MLB lockout.
That's insane.
Aaron Rodgers is back in Denver or Green Bay. Sorry, there's a lot of Rodgers in
that
Denver.
franchise too. I hope he's happy with his money.
And then Green Bay said, "Okay, fuck you. We're going to trade your only wide receiver to Las Vegas."
Yeah.
So Devontae Adams went to Las Vegas. Got paid. I think
it was 28.5 a year.
Yeah.
So who's the best wide receiver in this draft now? Like that they have to go after?
It's a guy from Arkansas.
Yeah, from Arkansas. Yeah.
Nathan Collin. I'm sure you know.
Yeah. He. I want to
Chris
say
Olave from Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
Ohio State might have 2 or 3 guys that go
Chris
in the top.
Olave, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think they have 3 guys that I've seen mocked.
I want to say the Arkansas kid is like a Mansfield Timberview product. I want to say,
but it's not like a top heavy. There's not like that number one. Where
there's
like,
not a CD Lamb. There's not a Jerry Jeudy or anything.
There's
like
not
that.
someone where like, that guy's top 10, no doubt.
Yeah. What else happened today?
But if you got the 27th pick, hey, he might be sitting there.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good.
My bad.
Deshaun Watson is back in the league. Houston is getting 3 first-round picks, a third and a fourth for Deshaun Watson.
Nuts.
That's insane.
And then he got paid.
It's like $280 million, all guaranteed.
I can't.
My thing is I don't know if this guy can play football anymore.
Man, whoever that agent is,
Yeah.
good for you, because you got a guy who hasn't played in over a year, and you got him a fully guaranteed contract. That makes him. It's got to be the highest.
It's the first ever fully guaranteed.
No, Kirk Cousins had one.
Oh,
Kirk
okay.
Cousins was like 3 for 90 though.
Maybe it was the most guaranteed money ever.
Because it was Kirk Cousins was like 3 for 89, and they were like fully guaranteed. It's groundbreaking. But now he just blew it out of the fucking water. And they were saying, this Dak contract for 4 for 160. doesn't look so fucking bad right now.
No, it really doesn't.
Did the Falcons offer anything? I never heard if the Falcons, because I know that the Falcons were like pushing hard to try to get in there.
They were in, and they even waited on the option for Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan was like, hey, if this is best for the organization, I'll pull off and let you guys do whatever you need to do. I mean, that's big props for Matt Ryan. But
what a great guy. Future president right there.
Yeah. Is he good?
We can safely say he's not dead.
Okay.
We're 1 for 3.
So what else happened? NFL free agency is really, it's been good this year.
I love free agency
It's
week.
been good this year.
I love getting all those updates on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Cowboys, again, when they went bargain shopping after everybody spent their money. So that's really.
I'm okay with that, though. I mean, to bargain shop, sometimes they, it's boom or bust. But last year, I like the pieces we picked up.
We did, before I get off Cowboys and free agency, we did send Amari Cooper to Cleveland for, what, a 4th and a 5th?
No, I think it was a 6th.
A 5th and a 6th.
We got a 6th and a 7th, and we traded a 6th.
Yeah.
So you basically got a 7th. You swapped 6s and got a 7th.
Yeah.
I believe.
There was a 5 in there.
But it was a salary dump. Okay, well, maybe it was it was late round picks, though. But it was a salary dump.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
That's why I'm okay with that, because you can't pay everybody. Zeke's fat ass is eating too much of the salary cap, so you gotta make cuts elsewhere.
I'm gonna jump over on your ship. Like, now it's too much.
Thank you.
It's too much.
Thank you. I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
Well, like 2. Let's not get crazy.
That's plural. 2 years. Thank you.
I've been saying it for years. Like, I've been saying it for 12.
Okay. Again, more than one is plural, dude. We've only been doing this for 2 years. I've been saying it
for
since
months now. Like 24 months.
It's been seconds, guys, okay? I've been adamant about this. Well, I'm glad you finally came over to the correct side.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And next year, we can finally cut them, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're stuck with them for this year.
So if you could get, like, I don't know, a decent...
Like a 5th round.
Yeah.
Give me a 5th round.
Yeah, something like that. I'll go ahead and make that
the
trade
cap
right now.
space is worth
Exactly.
more.
Yep.
That's what our front office at least understands. Because the whole thing with Collins is, won't Steele just fill those shoes?
Oh, yeah.
Steele's just going to be your new right tackle.
Yeah,
who
That's the
should have
plan.
been starting this whole time, but
When our offense was clicking, he was, if you remember, he was in at right tackle.
yeah, Steele was good for us, man.
And then every year in the draft, you just draft a running back in like the 3rd round.
It's like every
3rd, 4th round.
every 3 years you take a running back in the
recycle
3rd. Yeah, exactly. That's what good teams do. That's what like the Patriots do.
Yeah.
They always get like some new guy, and it's like, oh, he has 1,000 total yards and 10 touchdowns. I never heard of him.
And you sign him on his rookie deal, and then after
you let
he's
him
ready,
walk.
you let him walk. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what you should do with running backs.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, that's it. Baseball's back.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty pumped. We got to see Corey Seager drop a bomb today in spring training. So that
More of that to preview of what's to come. Hopefully.
I mean, it was a really good spring training game, and it was against Kansas City, and they got some good guys coming up. Bobby Witt, number 1 overall prospect in baseball. He just got
from
named.
Dallas, right?
Yeah, from Coppell, yeah, I think Coppell. But yeah, he played today. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely the Rangers show. So Corey Seager hit a bomb. Jack Ladder came in and pitched 3 up, 3 down. He threw I think one of the things said it was on 3 pitches. It was 2 straight 97-mile-an-hour fastballs, and then a just dirty breaking ball.
I can't wait, dude.
Because the box scorer said that it was a breaking ball that the catcher couldn't field. And so the runner took off running, and he threw him out at first. So it was obviously, something
nasty.
made somebody look really dumb. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's, if you're not on the Rangers bandwagon right now, you need to
get on.
dude.
Yeah,
because there's been so many people since 2017, 2018 that are just dogging the front office and dogging everybody, and they never sign anybody good, and they're mediocre, blah blah blah, whatever. And like, dude, it's going to be a fun time in the next few years.
Well,
for
now
sure.
it seems like that tide is kind of turning. Now it seems like maybe it was the addition of, or maybe it was a coincidence with Chris Young coming in. Now it seems like they're kind of loosening the pocketbook with the Seager. And
yeah. So they're definitely loosening the pocketbook, but at the same time, like that's 2010 and 2011. Like we traded away a lot of pieces to try to go win now. And where it's different now is they're not trading away a lot of pieces, because like that's what I was looking at, because I really wanted Matt Olson from the A's. Like I loved him, love the way he plays. Mm-hmm. He's everybody that comes from the Athletics I love. They're gritty, and so I really wanted him to come over to the Rangers. But then looking at what Atlanta gave up. They gave up their best overall prospect, their number like 2 or 3 prospect, and then like their 6 and 14 or something like that. So they gutted their farm system.
Atlanta, though, for their they do a great job at developing players, though.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And
they did give up a lot, but I feel like they'll be right back.
And then so they're obviously still in a win now.
And I was gonna say defending champs, they're in a win now window.
But if we would have done that, it would have just
it would have set us back.
Yeah, it would have gutted us and set us back. So I'm glad we didn't do that.
The key is, like you said, win now. We're not win now. We're win in 2 years.
Yeah,
and I saw where like for the first time in a while we were back in Baseball America's like top 5 farm systems, right? Like
I don't know about top 5. I haven't seen that yet. We could be. I just haven't seen it.
I could have got the stat wrong.
I know that we're one of like 4 or 5 teams that have 5 top 100 prospects. Where we've got of the top 10. I just saw this the other day. I thought it was cool. Of the top 10 second base prospects in the league, we've got two of them. Yeah, at 5 and 6.
Can anybody move to a different position?
Yeah, I mean, our middle infield is so crammed right now of just like.
Or would you want to move
talent.
one? You think we got a spot for him, or is that somebody you move?
You could do either. I mean, you could make a spot for him, or if somebody comes calling and 2 years down the
expendable.
road. Yeah, 2 years down the road, you've got 4 really good, second basemen. You can afford to throw one to somebody and get a really good reliever or get somebody really good.
Who was our first round pick last year?
Jack Leiter.
Oh, who was year before then?
So it was Jack Leiter last year. Year before it was
another pitcher.
Was Cole Winn last year? I know Cole Winn is our best.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else. Then never mind.
But Jace Jung. Oh my God, yeah. Or
Josh
Jung. Yeah, Josh Jung. He was 20.
I guess for some reason I was thinking. It wasn't last year, and last year we got that Rocker Kumar guy.
No, so Kumar
went to the Mets.
He failed of medical, right?
Yeah, so he was supposed to go.
Good thing we didn't get that guy.
He was supposed to go like first overall.
Yeah.
And then Jack
Vanderbilt
Leiter,
guy, wasn't he?
Yeah. So Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker were both Vandy guys.
Maybe that's what I was thinking because they both went to Vanderbilt.
So he's coming out this year. He'll be in this draft. So he's in the
and we have like the second or third pick, right?
Yeah. So
we could get.
Well, so we won't.
Did he clear medical though?
Yeah, he did, but he'll still fall he'll fall middle of the first round.
He won't go. Yeah,
they're expecting him to get drafted by like somebody in somewhere around 15 to 20 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, I mean as far as the draft, so we've got the third pick in the draft, and so like your top 3 players, I would say top 5 players in the draft are like once in a generation type players. Like they're
that good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So. You've got Andrew Jones's son, Drew Jones.
Bro, I was going to put him on the list because Andrew with a U.
Yes.
First and only time I ever saw that.
Yes. So you've got Andrew Jones's son, who's
he plays center field.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete.
Fuck yeah. Andrew Jones was a great player back in the day for the Braves.
Oh, dude, he's insane. So the one they're projecting to go first overall is a kid named Brooks Lee. He's a 6'2", 200-pound shortstop out of Cal Poly. He played in the Cape Cod League, which is like the end-all be-all of summer leagues.
Was that Summer Catch? Love that movie. That's such a good movie.
Yeah, he wasn't in Summer Catch, I don't think, but he's just a stud.
You know who was? Freddie Prinze Jr.
God,
Dreamy McDreamy.
Let's not forget that.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean,
and Jessica Biel. Give me Freddie Prinze. You kidding me?
All day. But yeah, I mean, you got like Brooks Lee. They're projecting him to go first overall, but it's just it's a rotation every day. It's somebody different. The guy I like is either Drew Jones or Elijah Green. Elijah Green's a 6'3", 215 high school baseball player out of the IMG Academy, which I mean,
it's a sports factory in Florida.
Yeah, they produce.
Is he pitcher or position?
No, so he's outfielder too. So like the first 3.
See, I'm okay with that. I think that's what we would need. Just I don't know the farm system, but based on our current recent picks, I feel like we might be good on pitcher. We're good on infield, like you said. So middle, infield, and corner. So
so the best pitcher right now is a guy named Dylan Lesko. He's out of Georgia too. His stats were insane in high school, and I wrote those down just because they're insane. So he's got a mid-90s fastball in high school, dirty curve. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. He threw 60 innings, 112 Ks, and he's got a .33 ERA.
A .33.
.33, yeah.
So that means his whip is even fucking lower. Good Lord.
So, like every ninth person is getting a hit or something.
Yeah. So he'll go top 10, probably top 5. There's a kid that's really cool, Tamar Johnson. He's 5'8", 200 pounds.
Oh,
he's a
bowling
shortstop,
ball, bro.
He's like they're saying that he's the best hitter in the draft.
He's a little Altuve,
Dude, it's
without cheating.
Like it's kind of weird the way they rank like your arm, your speed, stuff like that. Like they rank it somewhere from like the range of like 20 to 80. It's a weird and so like
instead of like a 1-to-1.
Yeah, 1-to-100.
Instead of like a normal scale.
So it's weird, right?
Right?
And so like, you see these like generational players, they'll get like a 65 on their arm, and then I think they graded Josh Jung at like a 70 hitting like power, and like they say he can hit the hell out of the ball. Well, like they're grading this kid as like his power is like an 80
at 5'8".
At 5'8",
where the fuck is he getting all this
I have
power?
no idea. Well, he's 200
pounds.
pounds. He's
90
200
pounds,
pounds.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just a muscle hamster.
That's just true.
So-
He's a little Maurice Jones. Is that Maurice Jones' Jr. nickname?
No, that was Doug Martin.
Yeah, that's right. But
Muscle hamster.
but yeah, I mean, so
And he didn't like that either. I would love to be muscle
Yeah,
hamster.
absolutely.
That's a dope nickname.
but no, I mean, this is going to be it'll be a fun draft for sure.
When is it? You know?
I think it's in June. I can't remember the exact date.
And I'll give you, while
It's
you're
in the
looking it
summer.
up, I'll give you the last 5 or 6 first-round picks for us. Last year was Jack
cool.
Leiter. 2020 was Justin Foscue. He's a second baseman.
Yep.
2019 was Davis Wenzel. He's a third baseman out of Baylor. Josh Young, 2019 out of
so
Tech.
Josh Young and David Winsel, they were both in the same first round. Two
We had 2 picks that year?
picks that year.
We took 2 third
Yeah,
basemen.
2019.
Yeah, because they expect
Move one to first.
They
or
expect
something?
one. Well, and it was also like in the MLB draft,
Was
you
it
just go off,
BPA?
you just go off the best player available.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm
just
totally fine with that.
which is the same reason. Like if a shortstop's there and we've already got
you find a way to
Yeah.
make room.
So 2018 was Cole Winn. 2017 was Chris Seiss, a shortstop. 2017 Bubba Thompson.
he's still in our
Hey,
program.
we went to high school with that guy.
2016 was Cole Reagans.
Yep.
He's still in, right?
So Cole Reagans and Cole Winn are still in our program.
And then
Okay.
2015 was Dylan Tate.
Yeah, Dylan Tate moved on. He's pitching somewhere else.
Yeah, we
I'm saying like
traded him,
Chicago.
didn't we?
Yeah, like Chicago or something.
When
like
he was
that.
still like a prospect, I
yeah,
thought.
yeah,
Yep.
But,
so that's like the last.
And he
5 or
ended up
6.
kind of being a bust anyway, so it was a good trade for
yeah.
us.
He was all right, but yeah, I mean it's fun. Like Justin Foscue, he's legit. We drafted him, but then Zeke Duran, he's the other
that's a cool name.
second base prospect, but he came over in the Joey Gallo trade. So I mean we've got it.
Sounds like our farm system's
Dude,
pretty fucking
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And we just signed some actual players.
Yeah,
Sounds like we need to find like a
A game to
FC
go to?
Dallas day game and then
Yeah.
a Rough Riders night
Oh,
game.
how fucking cool would that be?
because the
Just get
Rough Riders are so stacked
Yeah.
right now. I mean that's
Dude.
insane. Because
That sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like we need a FC or vice versa, Rough
like
Riders
a
day
Frisco
game.
day.
Yeah, because we'll start to see Luis Angel Acuna, Ronald Acuna's little brother. He plays in our.
We got him.
Yeah, he plays for the Hickory Crawdads right now, but he'll be playing in
Damn,
Frisco.
such a cool name.
Yeah,
Minor league teams have the best names.
Hey, can I ask you something that I
Sure.
see on my TikTok all the time? Have you ever heard of the baseball team, the Savannah Bananas?
Oh my God, they're so cool.
So what is that real baseball? Because they're doing
So they're into,
all kinds of shit. Like they call it entertainment first baseball.
Have you seen it? Have you seen them? Oh my God, it's amazing. So I looked them up actually like 2 days ago because I was talking to Emma and I was like, I want to fly to
I'm gonna
Georgia
go to Georgia
just to go to one of these games. Like it's insane. So
I've heard Savannah's beautiful too.
yeah, but so they've got like their I think they call it like their entertainment team or whatever, and then they've got like a premier team.
Yes,
and I think their premier team is like they play by like baseball rules.
Yeah.
But their like entertainment team, like they'll play a game against a team or whatever. But then like if they hit a pop fly and it's a foul ball and the fan catches it, the batter's out. Like it's like they do stuff like
That's
that.
actual rules they play by.
Yeah, or they'll play where like you have to announce yourself as you're walking up to the at bat, or like they'll play like Mondays are cowboy night, and they'll all wear cowboy hats whenever they're playing baseball.
One I saw was
sounds
kilt
fucking
night,
cool.
so they all wore
Yeah.
Scottish kilts, and
Yeah.
then it was like a third out of an inning, and it was a strikeout, and so the catcher dropped his gear and ran toward the pitcher, and they did the dirty dancing celebration, dude.
Yeah.
So like you said, entertainment first.
It's the wildest
Yeah.
shit I've ever seen, and I didn't do the research.
that
and-
shit needs to catch
Yeah.
on.
But then one of the guys like stitched a video,
Yeah,
and he was like, "Okay, for everybody asking, like, we have a premier team that plays
Yeah.
real baseball.
yeah,
The Savannah Bananas are a real team, but then we have an entertainment team, and we are there to entertain.
Yeah.
And we do all these crazy promotions and all these theme nights.
They were down by like a run, like down by 2 runs or something, and if this dude was on stilts, and it was like he looked like the clown on like Billy Madison,
Yes.
like he was like seriously 15 feet tall, and they were throwing pitches to him, and he was trying to hit the pitches on stilts, and then he started running down. It was insane. But yeah, I would love to go to Savannah Bananas.
Okay,
game. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Oh yeah, I'm down
Now I know. Now I want to go to Savannah.
Bros trip.
for sure.
All right, where else? You want to do your Hall of Fame stuff when we get out of here?
Yeah, we can. I can think about it.
And then I've actually got.
You watching something?
I watched like 3 things,
Let's
bro.
go.
That's a record.
It's not Big Brother.
Not Big Brother.
Okay.
It'll be in the summer. The Celebrity Big Brother's over.
Oh,
I
I
did not watch a single episode.
We watched half of it. It was better than last year's. Like they were actually getting cutthroat, and that Todrick Hall, I couldn't stand him. He's such a main character. They said he's basically like gone social media silent because he got so much backlash. But yeah, so these are people that either currently are still playing or recently just retired, and I just want to know if y'all think they're worthy of the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So majority of are football, and then baseball, and the least most are basketball. And sorry, Puckheads, but I don't have any hockey players.
So my thing on the Hall of Fame is like the way I pictured it is I'm gonna just give a quick response because that's the way I
I don't have
that's the way I kind of judge it.
Yeah, it's just
like
quick
I hear
response.
the name and your first reaction.
Yeah.
So
Okay, go.
This is we'll start with basketball.
Okay.
Draymond Green,
No.
Yes.
I think a yes. Andre Iguodala,
No.
No.
I'll say no. Tyson Chandler,
No.
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 Yeah, I'm with you.
Derrick Rose,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's tough. That is
MVP.
tough.
He's still playing too. All
I'm
right,
gonna say yes then.
Seagullville's own LaMarcus Aldridge. And remember, basketball lets damn near anybody.
That's what I was
in.
gonna say. Yes.
Yeah.
Basketball has
Yeah.
a low threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say yeah.
Blake Griffin,
Yes.
Yes.
Rajon Rondo.
Yes.
No.
I think Rondo makes it.
I think
just-
he makes it, but I hate him.
I hate him
yeah.
too. I can't
Yeah,
stand
no,
the guy.
I agree. Yeah.
But he's one of the smartest basketball
He's
players.
got a career.
All right, well, that was basketball.
Yeah.
Football, Frank Gore.
Yes.
Yes.
He's a third all-time rusher.
Yeah,
he
but-
can break or not break, but he'll surpass Walter Payton.
Yeah. Just because he's what
He's been
20
playing,
years.
he's playing
Yeah.
since we were like
It's insane.
in junior
At
high.
the running back position too.
Yeah, he's fucking old. All right, Chad Ochocinco.
Yes.
I'd say yes.
I'll say no. Russell Wilson.
No.
Yes.
No. He's never got a single MVP vote. And you think he makes the Hall? I guess you're predicting like another 5 or 6 more years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't stand that guy. Matthew Stafford.
Yes.
No.
I knew you were in your Georgia shirt.
No. Just because of the years he wasted in Detroit.
I can see that, but
And he had
put up
Megatron.
he put up numbers in Detroit.
Yeah, he
though.
did. He threw a lot of interceptions in Detroit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but that was a thing that we talked about. I wanted to talk about with Dak and him being so turnover adverse. Matthew Stafford led the league in interceptions this year, but he also got a ring.
Yeah.
And all your gunslingers, they'll throw interceptions.
Yeah. Brett Favre. I mean,
Tony
Brett Favre's
Yeah.
the ultimate
Yeah.
he
gunslinger.
threw some interceptions, right?
Yeah.
He threw a couple.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought
Yeah.
Stafford up, but if he gets another ring, yeah.
Yeah.
If he gets another one, yeah, I'll say yes. But right now, for me, it's a no. Phillip Rivers.
Yes, but I don't like him.
No.
That's a toss-up for me. I'll say
He never won.
he didn't
No.
do shit
Yeah,
in the
that's
playoffs.
true.
He
true.
accumulated stats.
Yeah.
He-
That's
all-
what he did. He accumulated a bunch
Chargers
of stats.
had epic shitting the bed moments in
Yeah.
playoffs.
He had good teams around him,
He
too.
did.
So I would actually say no if I had to.
Yeah.
Tony Romo.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
I
y'all
love
crazy. Y'all are fucking homers, dude. There's no way he's a Hall of Famer.
He's not, but I love him.
All right, check this out. Got a couple kickers. Justin Tucker.
Yes.
I think that's a yes.
Yes.
Julio Jones.
No.
He's not a kicker, but yes.
Well, I got another kicker coming up. You don't know Julio Jones? Tyron Smith.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Cam Newton?
No.
No.
No. Richard Sherman.
Yes.
No.
You don't think Sherman gets in? He's the best corner in the game.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Okay. You can't.
If
gotta-
baseball can do it, I can do it.
Okay. Andre Johnson.
Yes.
Hell
No.
yeah. You don't like Andre Johnson?
No. I
Bro,
do.
there was a period of time where he was
He
the
beat
best
the
receiver.
fuck out of Cortland Finnegan.
Yeah, he did.
And I
On
loved
national
that.
television.
I loved that.
Steve Smith.
Yes.
Yes. Namagong Su.
Yes.
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 Patrick Willis.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Terrell Suggs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Darrell Rivas.
Yes.
Rivas Island, dog. He was shut down.
That's true.
Adam Vinatieri.
Yes.
Yes.
Travis Frederick.
No, he didn't play long enough.
He didn't, but
he's in my Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's in my heart Hall of Fame.
A Ring of Honor.
Good one. Ring of Honor. Okay, I got Sherman here twice. My bad. Antoine Bolden. That's a tough one.
He was number 2 fiddle behind Larry Fitzgerald for so long.
Yeah.
But
no.
yeah, he was a lunch pail guy for me.
If you let in Anquan Bolden, you better let in Ocho Cinco.
Yeah.
That's a good point. If I had to pick between the two, I would go Bolden, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Matt Ryan.
No.
I say yes.
If you let in Matt Ryan, let in Tony Romo.
Well, if you let in Matt Ryan, you got to let in Stafford then. I would make that argument.
Fair enough.
I would take a Super Bowl winner over an MVP.
Fair enough.
All right, few baseball. Bryce Harper.
No.
He's got, what does he have, 2 MVPs now?
Yeah, but he's
a douchebag.
he hit like 240 for a couple of years.
But if he didn't have the hype coming in, and he was just a guy that got drafted like in the 4th round.
He was.
If you take the hype away though, and he's just a guy, and you look at his numbers, he's a 2-time MVP.
Yeah. I'd say right now, no.
I'd say no right now, especially with the way
he can still play.
Yeah, he's still got years.
I hate the guy. Don't get me wrong.
Years.
He's a douchebag.
Yeah.
I think he's overrated, but I still think he's good enough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's like one of the best players of his generation, like he thought he would be.
Yeah.
He's failed to meet expectations, but I think he gets in. Buster Posey.
Yes.
Yeah. Joey Votto.
Yes.
Yep. Strasburg.
Yes.
No.
Ooh. All right. Freddie Freeman.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, first ballot, I think he gets above 85, 90. Yeah, I think he's in the 90s.
Jose Altuve or any of the cheating Astros?
I think
they're not going to let these other guys in for cheating.
So if we're just basing it off of if it was my Hall of Fame and nobody else's, we're not actually like thinking how they would vote. I would put Altuve in because Altuve
over like Bregman or Springer. You think he's the best of that group?
Yes, yeah, because
Correa.
Altuve's 5'5" and he's doing that stuff. I mean that's what's so cool to think about is like Altuve is not your 6'3", 200-pound freak athlete baseball player that could also play corner for any football team. I mean, Altuve,
he's just a baseball player.
Yeah, he just loves baseball and he's good at it. And he's
a surprisingly good power hitter too.
Yeah, exactly.
And, say what you will about these Houston players, they all have great hearing.
Yeah.
Josh Hamilton.
No.
But I'll never forget his home run derby performance in Yankee Stadium.
Stats wise, I would put him in. Person wise, no, he can't be in at all.
He's a shitbag.
Yeah, he's a terrible person.
He's another person though that just didn't reach expectations for different reasons. Barry Bonds.
Yes.
I'd put him in, yeah.
Roger Clemens.
Yes.
A-Rod.
Yes.
And Pete Rose. Put him in, Dan. Put him in, Pete.
Yes.
All right, that was it.
That was a fun exercise. I like that.
I like that a lot.
I like that.
Think of more later.
Good job.
Okay.
All right, so we are super long. Let's quickly.
That's what she said.
Nope. Nope. I think it's the orange.
I'm colorblind.
That's green.
I'm colorblind.
Right. God damn it.
There's he.
She said I'm colorblind.
Quirky.
Yeah, we don't practice this board at all, and it's been set for how long? I think that's Howard Dean. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so let's get into what are we watching and what are we listening to real quick.
All right.
I didn't write them down, so before I forget, I'll go first. Inventing Anna on Netflix.
Time, dog?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, it's really good.
Pieces of Her. It was
I've
on
heard about that
Netflix. It was like trending #1 for like a week and a half. Based off a novel, really good, like kind of thriller, mystery, drama type show. And what was the other one? Like My Next Door Neighbor. It was like it was like 10 mini, like 30-minute episodes on like horrific neighbors, like that were murderers or rapists or whatever. You just
Everybody
never know.
lives next to her. Serial killer lives next to somebody.
Yeah.
That's you always got to remember.
Yep. So Pieces of Her, Inventing. Oh, and The Tinder Swindler.
Ooh, I haven't listened to that one yet. I need to listen to that one.
Watch it first and then listen to the
because it's a documentary. It's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah, see, I thought it was going to be like a big series.
Me
It's like
too.
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really good.
Really good. And then listening, I didn't start anything new.
Just
so
the homework assignments.
With soccer going on, Third Degree podcast with FC Dallas starting their season, so that, and then we got World Cup qualifiers coming up.
New block party.
New Block Party, yep. New Block Party released like a 3 or 4 song EP.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
I did.
Yeah, it was very 80s.
I love them.
Vibes,
It's
right?
like one of my guilty pleasures, like 80s dance music.
Pop.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Fucking
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So, yep. What about you?
Me? We were watching The Dropout. It's on Hulu. It's about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starring my boo, Amanda Seyfried.
She is bad.
My girl. Better watch out. It's really good. It's a true story of Theranos and their whole fraud and how they try to change the whole medical industry, but it was all built on lies. And it's a really good job because it shows her, like, from like her high school. It's like it's on episode 5 now, and she's been running this fucking scheme now for like 8 years. It's like 2014 in the show. Yeah, that's what I told my wife. I was like, say what you will, but she is a great like con man, swindler, Ponzi schemer, like, because she got so many people to invest. Like, I think it was Walgreens invested like hundreds of millions, and they never even saw the prototype. And they gave her like years, and they never even saw a prototype. And they put so much money in.
And she was like obsessed with Steve Jobs.
Yeah, and she changed her voice.
She changed her voice to sound more like.
And she wore black turtlenecks. You see that whole, because in the beginning she's like a college student. She goes to Stanford. She has big dreams. But then, like, by episode 3, she's turtleneck, drinking juice, and looking. She talks like this, and just real monotone. Like, are you okay? Like, are you sick? And she just changed her whole personality. This is a show we started yesterday because I was watching some NCAA tournament on True TV, and then Impractical Jokers came on. That's a pretty funny show. Me and Claire like to watch that because I just thought I didn't realize it was 4 like actual friends that grew up together that do this. I thought it was just some random guys. I don't know. They have good chemistry, and sometimes it's stupid, but sometimes you really get a good laugh. With Elizabeth, we watched, was it Turning Red? I think it's Turning Red. Or
Oh, yeah.
On Disney?
Yeah.
on Disney, the new Disney movie. It was pretty good. It wasn't as good as like Soul or Luca or Encanto, some of the newer ones they put out, but it was all right. We watched Scooby-Doo and the Goblet King.
Ooh.
That was a good one, and unexpectedly had like a fairy twist in there. So Ellie lost her fucking mind when she saw that. She saw the fairy fly in, and that became like a whole nother level for her. So she liked that. Let me look at my phone because I wrote these 2 down. This one's called The Pink Moon Murders.
Yeah, I saw that one.
It's about a case that you probably heard of. It was Pink Moon Murders is an investigation true crime podcast that delves into the slaughter of 8 members of the Rodin family in rural Appalachian, Ohio in 2016.
Yeah, I got crazy.
Yeah. It was a night that shook the country with its brutality and its mystery. Who would commit such crimes and why? And so 8 people died, but it was in like 3 different locations. So like there's like 3 people here, 2 people here, and like, however, I can't do the math, like 4 more here.
Yeah.
Right? And there's just the same members of the same family all in one night.
And it all happened pretty much like not simultaneously, but all in quick succession. And I think there were like kids at each location, and all the kids were spared.
Yeah, they said like there was like a 5-day-old and like a still like a toddler, and they said they probably spared them because they couldn't identify them through their faces.
Oh.
But what they said was the killers couldn't bring themselves to kill them, so they just left them, thinking they would just die of starvation, which still fucking killing them. But they're like, at least that way I'm not killing. It's not on my conscience. And the other
there
one
was another twist, like there was another family.
Yeah, that's the family that moved to Alaska.
I need to listen to that.
And so it's still ongoing.
Really good,
it's
dude.
still ongoing. So, and I've heard like an episode of like an hour episode of this before, but this is like a deep dive, like multiple episodes just on this one case.
Wow.
Yep.
And I think they're on episode 5 now, and it's still going. Same with this one. This one's on episode 4. I just finished episode 2. It's called Big Brother: North Korea's Forgotten Prince. This was Kim Jong-un. Should be the ruler of North Korea. Instead, he was the victim of the 21st century's most bizarre assassination plot. A deep look into the decades-long saga broiling with deceit, palace gossip, and political backstabbing, shedding light on the, whatever that is, of the most secretive nation on the planet. So if you remember, Kim Jong-un's now the leader.
Yeah.
But this guy was first in line. Kim Jong-un was third in line. And this older brother, he didn't want anything to do with it. He was kind of like banished from the family or whatever. So he was just like living his best life, like living it up in casinos. And he was at a Malaysian airport, and these 2 women came up to him and just like smeared his face. And like 10 minutes later, he was dead. And it was like turned out to be like the deadliest, like toxic poison in the world. And that's just how it starts, And then, so I'm only 2 episodes in, and they give you like a really good history of the family, and because you don't know shit about South Korea. It's called like a hermit kingdom or something because they're so secretive. But so it really kind of peels that back and gives you a little insight into the whole country itself and the family. And like I said, it's still going, but it's really I would recommend both of those, and they're both on Spotify.
Cool.
So playing off of that, one that I just listened to is the last voyage of the Pongsu, and it's, if you haven't listened to that one, it's about a North Korean ship that shows up off the coast of Australia.
How the fuck did they get over there?
Right. So like they're like, where did they come from? And it's really weird. Like apparently there's an island of Tuvalu, and you can pay like $13,000, and they're like, hey, you can fly our flag and say you're from Tuvalu if you pay us $13,000. So this ship shows up. Anyways, there's drugs involved, but it peels the layers back of like the Kim Jong family and all that stuff. And they briefly talked about the assassination of the brother in the airport or whatever.
Yeah.
But like they arrest all these people off that ship, the Australians do. And then like it's crazy. Like I said, you start listening to the later episodes and it starts like peeling it all back of like what really goes on in that country.
Oh yeah, it's so secretive.
It's insane, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, they talk about the propaganda. Did you know Kim Jong Un made 18 hole-in-ones? And then they said they found a layer of unicorns.
Yeah.
Like a cave of unicorns, like
Dude,
the propaganda that comes out. But they say it's all like purposely done, and they're like they're not crazy. Like what they're doing is actually very smart, and
it's calculated.
It's calculated. Yeah. They say it's all purposeful.
Yeah.
So if you listen to it, it sounds nuts, but to their people and to the outside world,
Yeah.
like I don't know, they're just different kind of people.
But yeah, I listened to that one. The last voyage of the Pongsu. If you get a chance, listen to that one. And then that one that you told me, I totally forgot about. I blanked on it. The girl was murdered in the bathroom.
Oh
man,
it's right here. Hold up.
Why did I?
It was in Israel. I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
Shadow of Truth.
There you go. Yeah, listen to that.
That was a crazy case.
It was wild. Yeah. And then I'll pick up Jordan B. Peterson every once in a while and listen to some of his stuff.
He's great.
He's so smart.
He's
I just
great.
like listening to him because he's so smart.
All right,
so
I just subscribed to the last voyage of Pongsu.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's Australian, so sometimes it's hard to like pick up their,
that's
their
a cool
accents.
accent.
But yeah, let me know what you think of it.
Yeah,
And
I
then
just got to it.
wife and I have been watching Lone Star Law. We watch a lot of Lone Star Law.
Lone Star Law is great.
Freaking
It's
love
great,
Lone
dude.
Star Law, dude.
My name's Randolph McGee.
Benny Richards.
Benny Richards
out of
He
East Texas.
He
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show's not as cool.
Apparently, I'm the only one who doesn't watch. This
Show's not as cool
Get
anymore.
your shit together.
Yeah, right.
I'd vote for him. I'd vote for him.
You
for
know the
president.
Ellis County warden?
Oh wait, that guy just died. I just got an alert on my phone.
So
He did.
Lauren waits on him.
Yeah, I've seen him up at the pub and at the winery and stuff a
So
lot. Yeah,
I was really big into that show
Yeah.
a couple years ago. I binged it.
yeah.
And she would watch it with me, and she's like, I know him, right? He comes into the pub all the time. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, really? That's cool. And she's like, I can probably get you a ride around. And I paused it, and I said, don't fuck with me.
Let's do it.
Set it up.
Yeah.
And then she never did. She's like, I'll probably get you a ride along. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Let's go. But yeah, Lone Star Law is cool,
Yeah.
man.
Maybe she's just waiting to surprise you. It's like a long game.
It's a long,
Hey,
long
remember
con.
3 years ago? Surprise!
Boop, boop. He shows up.
She takes you to Chuck E. Cheese, and then he pulls up. I was like, best day of my life.
Dude,
Yeah.
so my daughter, she's 9, and one of her friends just had a game warden birthday party, and he showed up to her birthday party. It was like,
That's fucking
hey,
cool.
what's up? And like gave everybody like little wristbands.
Dude, Game
and stuff.
Warden's got
yeah.
a dope job.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
They're like,
They can arrest the president.
Yeah.
One
can-
of 2 agencies that can arrest the
They
president.
can do a lot of stuff. They can just walk into your house and check it.
Yeah, that's
if they
another
want to.
thing.
Yeah.
They're like the only
They have
agency that can do that shit.
No search warrant needed.
dude, I tell people all the time, especially when I was in the restaurant industry, them and TABC they got more
Oh, yeah.
power than God.
Yeah.
TABC will come in and shut your fucking shit down for no reason.
Sucks.
Yep. They're powerful. So you're not watching anything but Lone Star Law.
That's it. I mean,
Okay.
we really, with Bluey when it comes on, Turning Red the other day, we watched it. Yeah, but it's
Yeah, it's all right.
kids music or kids stuff, and that's it.
Yeah, it was
I
more about
understand
like,
that.
and that movie's about she's like turning 13. She's
Yeah.
going through stuff. It's kind of like their introduction. So
Yeah.
Ellie's like, how old is she? And I'm like, well, she's 13, and that kind of explained a lot, but
Yeah.
it was okay.
Yeah.
That's all I'll
Gotcha.
say. It was all right.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. Brady, thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
So
we
now it's
always-
between you and Alex, see who's gonna be the first 3-time guest.
Three-peat, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have you in for opening day or something.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
Maybe we'll have you once we get kind of a roster solidified.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and all that. And
Still got some stuff to jingle around on the roster, but
Yeah.
yeah, it'll we'll see.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. I don't know if this is a record or not, but we're at 2 hours and 18.
That's not a record. I think we went like 2:45 once.
So for those of you who are still
and that was
here,
no movie review either.
Yeah.
We though, by the way, it's going to be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
The numbers came in.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year next. But for Matt
And I'm Andrew.
And I'm
we're
Brady.
out.